We were overreacting. Oh, stop. It's not as bad as you think. I'm going to say it right now. Quote it, post it. I don't give a damn. The Eagles offense stinks.
And they were booed from the first possession.
Yeah.
Was Jeffrey Lurie listening? Was Howie Roseman listening? We're going to find out if they were listening.
Broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studios, here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Well, John, I think now is a good time for us to come together as one and maybe talk things out as friends, family members, whatever you want to do. I'm going to ask this question right off the start of the show.
Who is this guy, Connor?
I don't know. He's weird today.
Well, that's every day. How are you guys?
We're doing well. I'm going to speak for me. I'm doing well. Connor, you seem like you were doing well this morning.
No.
You're not?
I mean, with the Eagles?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I feel better about the Eagles.
I don't.
I do.
I do.
I love that, like,
I may be in.
You were so optimistic last week, and you would think after getting punched in the mouth the way that you did, you'd be down in the dumps. But no, you know what? I give you credit, John, because despite that performance on Friday, you're still coming in here feeling good, and I love that. I'm happy for you.
But what do you know about me, and what do I constantly tell you my wife says about me? I'm a dope.
Well,
I am an optimist.
Your wife's not the only one telling you.
I am an optimist, and I am somebody who assumes that things are going to work out. I see possibilities. I see the possibilities for things working out before I see possibilities for things crashing and burning.
Well, that's beautiful.
That's my nature. My nature is always to go, that can be fixed. We can get out of this. We can salvage this. That's my nature.
All right. By nature,
but many times it's wrong. You know that. I tell you that.
That's what I was about to get at. By nature, I'm more like you. But every once in a while, we do have that feeling of, man, even my positive mindset, my positive outlook on life, my ability to try to look for the positive before the negative, sometimes it gets outweighed by the bad.
Now, the weird thing is, I think in life, like Connor Thomas, in life, very, very positive. As a sports fan, I find him very, very positive. That's why I find his negativity towards the Eagles right now extremely disturbing, because it's
alarming.
It's warning signs in my head that go, John, even Connor is bothered by this. So I'm like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Right.
So you, though, in life, very positive person. Extremely. But as a sports fan, I don't find you.
I get that from my father.
I don't find you as a positive person as a sports fan.
I'm a closeted Negadelphian.
You're much more negative as a sports fan than I am. Much more. On the negative scale, you go much more. You skew much more negative. I go much more negative on individuals in sports, but overall in sports like teams and everything, I tend to be much more positive.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a, this is what's going to crash and burn the team.
And I'm not saying that makes me more right or anything. I'm just saying it's our nature.
Right,
our
it
nature
absolutely is. And so you lead me right to it. So today is a day I want to do things a little bit different. It's a Wednesday, so Wednesdays we get to sort of spread our wings a little bit more.
We've enjoyed Wednesdays this fall, haven't we?
Yeah, I love them because we get to be a little bit more creative instead of just talking about Kevin Patullo, even though today's show will kind of still stem from Kevin Patullo and the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to know from people today, it's 610-632-0975. Whether you want to call it a therapy session, whether you want to talk about, you're just talking to friends, you're talking to family members, because we would like to think that we are all friends and family. If you're with us every single morning, we appreciate you. Regardless of what you think about our opinions, you're here every single day. How are you guys holding up this Eagles season? Because, Johnny, it's been an anxious season.
It has been.
Like this, just because I understand there will be people, and maybe it's the experiences that I'm having this year doing stuff with ESPN, people look at me like I'm a nutcase, right? Like, what are you complaining about? Your team just won the Super Bowl, and they're 8-4. We played that clip from the dude from Barstool earlier this week who's a Jets fan, right? And he's like, What do you I just want to see my team get to the Super Bowl. He should have said, I want to see my team win a football game. But imagine, like, you're a New York Jets fan sitting down with an anxious Eagles fan. They're probably like, what the hell are you anxious about? But this has been a season filled with angst. And it goes back to, like, week 4. It goes back to week 3, I'll say, when you see the game against the Rams, and you're like, man, there's just something off. Now, look, they came back and won, which is impressive. And then the very next week, you see sort of the reverse, whereas instead of them coming from behind the win, they had to hold on to win against the Bucs. And then you got the first bit of drama with the A.J. Brown tweets and all that kind of stuff.
While we were on the bus.
We were on the bus coming back
in Tampa.
From Raymond James Stadium, going back to Clearwater Beach, because that's where we were staying with Philly Sports Trips. And we're on the bus.
And all the crap began.
And it all started.
On that bus.
So, like, even though the Eagles are 8-4, even though the Eagles are defending Super Bowl champions, even though the Eagles are the 3 seed in the NFC right now, sure, if you're on the outside, you look at that and you go, damn, that seems like a pretty good spot to be in. But considering we live this day in and day out, we feel the drama a little bit more. We feel the angst a little bit more. Now, there are people in this city that have the incredible ability to ignore it. And sometimes, John, I'm jealous of that person. We do a job for a living where we have to talk about everything.
We can't ignore.
Right.
We can't put our heads in the sand the way some fans can.
So I'm sure that is part of my angst. Like, I'm sure doing this job every single day is part of the angst of, man, I would love to just talk about the X's and O's, but I know that's not what we can do. We have to talk about A.J. Brown drama, and because there is A.J. Brown drama, that impacts me on a daily basis. Or there's leaks about Jalen Hurts, or Joel Embiid has another knee injury, right? This stems all sports. This isn't just Eagles, but we're focusing on the Eagles right now. I want to know from people, how are they? Like, how is everyone right now?
Are you doing like a wellness check?
Yes, because here's the deal. I need it because you are in a much better place than I am. I'm happy for you. I'm jealous of you. I can't feel the way that you feel. The way I feel right now sucks to the point where yesterday I said that the dream of being the defending Super Bowl champions, repeating as Super Bowl champions, I should say, is dead. I
told Christina at dinner. She was surprised. Not that you said it, I think, but that Connor gave up.
Sure.
I think she was, I got to tell you, there might have been, she doesn't give a damn about any of these teams, I got to be honest with you. But I think she's a little disappointed in Connor because I think she thinks that Connor is like the bright light of the show unit that always is going to see the daylight, the sunlight.
I got to tell you, I've fought for so long, and I can only fight for so long against the Kevin Patullo offense and Jalen Hurts missing things he should have seen and Nick Sirianni not having answers.
The other thing is we lived this before.
Yeah.
And we lived this
we have
2 years ago.
Here's the only thing I'm going to say. Here's the only thing I'm going to say to all of you is that one thing I said to myself yesterday on the ride home in the as I drove past like 7 people driving on the Schuylkill and 202 with their blinkers on or their hazards on. I was thinking to myself, am I slipping into 2018 Eagles fan? Am I being is part of my nature going, damn, that parade was fun. That was my favorite Valentine's Day ever. Like, is part of that the hangover that? I don't think it is. Because I truly believe this season is not going to repeat 2023.
See?
I truly believe it.
And that's beautiful. But you know what my feeling is? My feeling isn't slipping back into 2018. My feeling is slipping back into, let's see, maybe like 2006 to 2012. Sunday night when you hear 60 minutes tick, 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 and you know your weekend's over.
Oh, I hated that.
And it's back to the grind.
The Sunday scaries.
I feel like I'm having the Sunday scaries right now, and Monday morning is the 2023 season.
Do you have those still, by the way? Sunday night?
Because I like my job too much.
When I hear dun 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 dun, dun I know 405's coming.
Yeah, I know.
I know the wake up.
The wake up. But no, I like this job too much.
That's the only bad part about it is the wake up.
So we're doing a wellness check for everybody. How are you right now? You might be thinking the season's over like me and Connor. You might think there's still hope like John. Or you might be somebody that says, "There's what issues? Everything's beautiful."
Well, that's ridiculous.
Well, John, everybody's brain works differently.
Well, your brain's not working.
So we're speaking to everybody, John. I want to know, where are you at? How are you feeling right now when it comes to the Eagles? How are you? It is Kincade and Salciunas coming up next. In-season Hard Knocks debuted yesterday. Did we learn anything about the Eagles? John Kincade plays Hollywood film critic next. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
John
We're coming together and we're just talking this out. How are you feeling? All right. Are you anxious? Are you hopeful? Are you ignoring life? Which sometimes that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes it's also a bad thing. Like in if we're actually having real life conversations, there are things that you always kind of want to work through and work toward to get your life better. MBD chimes in. I feel confused.
That's a great answer.
In the last 2 seasons, I've seen this team roll over and quit on their coach, and I've seen them dominate the league. I have no idea what the hell they are. Trevor Rice, I'm feeling deja vu. As hard as I fought against it, I wanted to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I'm feeling 2023 again. Renee, I feel defeated and beyond disappointed. I feel bad for Renee because Renee was hanging on by a thread.
I think Renee, though, and love you, Renee. I was even thinking of Renee when I was down at the casino a few weeks ago, and I saw her name on the wall. But I think Renee was a little over the top, though, with her, oh, my gosh, guys, there's nothing going on here. Why are you guys talking about this stuff? Why are you making a big deal of it?
Because there are people that don't want to believe that it could actually impact
But I
the
don't
team.
understand how you go from 0 to 100. So Renee went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, everybody's got a breaking point.
Yeah, but she's now past me, way past me.
Well, no, she did say again. So when we were talking, when I did the topic Thursday, when you were out for Thanksgiving, if the Bears aren't real, then what are the Eagles? And the Bears end up being the Eagles. She was saying that the last 2 weeks or the weeks prior, the Cowboys game impacted her because she hates the Cowboys that much.
Okay.
The Bears game would have been that breaking point for her.
Yeah,
and
the
the
only thing
Bears
is-
game is a breaking point for myself as well.
I don't understand, though, if you have let's say you have if you're a guy dating a girl and you know that she has a history of maybe running around on people, or vice versa. The girl dates a guy who has a history of running around. And you refuse to believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He's not going to do it to me. She's not going to do it to me. And then all of a sudden, you deny to everybody. And then they do it to you. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I knew it. I swear to God, it's unbelievable. You go from 0 to 100. I can't get there. I don't understand how.
But
you go from,
but does
you
this
go from
team
complete denial? You go from complete denial, arguing with everybody that their assessment is wrong, to, oh my gosh, I completely am off.
But
the
this
edge.
complete denial is because you had 5 years where he didn't run around on you or she.
Well, no, you
because-
had a year.
Well, yeah.
You had 1 year. That's why
Well,
this is crazy.
Super Bowl counts as 5 years of relationship, in my opinion. That's a pretty big deal.
They got a ring.
But
Come on.
they won the Super Bowl, right? So I think we all in the back of our minds, whether you wanted to believe it or not, thought, there's something wrong here. But there was also in the back of your mind, hey, they won the Super Bowl. If there's any team that I believe that can overcome this drama, which they did literally around this time last year, it was the Eagles. And so that's what I think the hope was, that, yeah, there's a lot of crap going on. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but neither did last year. And then they went on a run. I just don't think they can recreate that magic.
I remember it was still ugly in December last year. You and your dad at the game in December against the Panthers. Remember, that was early December.
That was early December.
They looked awful.
I don't think they
were lucky to win that game.
I don't think they can recreate that magic. Now, we'll hear more from you at 610-632-0975. How are you? Wellness check when it comes to the Eagles, because, boy, do we need it. There's a lot of things that I need to get off my chest today about the Eagles.
I'm telling you.
But you are going to play a Hollywood film critic here. You watch the Hard Knocks. I watch Stranger Things.
So you're watching like monsters in a box.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the Eagles, too.
Exactly.
What did you gain from it?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was worthless. But here's where you have an incorrect assessment. It's not the in-season Hard Knocks does not go back to the beginning.
That's
of
what
the
I
year.
thought it did.
No,
I didn't realize it
You're
picked
thinking
up.
of Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks picks right up Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Remember, it's the end of the year, but they have video from all year long as they watch.
Right,
the
they can
Eagles.
go back to
So
it.
this picked up Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Leading up, Thanksgiving game is where the show begins.
Yeah.
And they start talking about everything that's going on around the birds. I will tell you what I hated about it is the difference between Hard Knocks in the summertime and Hard Knocks during the in-season one is everybody knows when they're mic'd up. So Nick Sirianni is
Having a chummy conversation with Brandon Graham on the sideline of a practice.
yeah, he's at a practice.
I saw that clip.
He's at a practice. He's talking with Brandon Graham. I have no idea why Brandon Graham's not practicing. But they're just sitting there talking. Vic Fangio's getting his guys work in, and they're just talking. But they're mic'd up, and they both know they're mic'd up. They got the mics like we use on post-show headlines on them, so they know they're being mic'd. So everything they're saying is for the cameras.
Yeah.
Everything they're saying is for the show. I hate that. That tells me nothing. Because one thing I know is
And that's exactly what the Eagles want.
when Nick Sirianni is on a microphone, blah, 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 blah. It's all staged.
And
it's
that's
all
exactly
BS.
what he and the Eagles want.
I get you. So you learn nothing with that because Nick Sirianni's not, he's so staged. It was so rah-rah. One thing I do know is this. The Eagles' lack of self-awareness is incredible.
What do you mean?
Because there was, guys, again, they know they're mic'd up. They're literally wearing mics. when they're doing some of this stuff, they have mics on them. So they know they're wearing a mic. Hey, you know the sky's falling outside the building, right? You heard, right? You know, the same people who tell you we don't listen to the outside noise.
Yeah.
They're in there on the microphones and, all this drama. They make it out as if the drama is coming from outside the building.
Yeah.
Dear Philadelphia Eagles, the drama is coming from inside the house. And what I saw last night is you somehow are going to try to spin this that the drama is coming from your fan base. The drama is coming from inside the house. But you are going to try to deflect the blame. Own it. It's all yours. It's all yours. And it was a waste of time. Hard Knocks is a waste of time. Staged conversations. Terrible. Waste of time.
Clearly not a PR rep for HBO Hard Knocks.
No.
I thought it was all right, just boring.
Yeah, it's a waste of time because it was all staged.
Coming up next, there is a surprising free agent in the NFL. I need a lot of you to put whatever weird hatred you have for this guy aside. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
You know, every day someone in our community needs that second chance. They need a way forward because addiction takes away so much from their lives. They took a wrong path, and they haven't been able to find their way back. Well, believe it or not, something as simple that you have in your possession, like a used vehicle, can help make them find their way back to happiness. If you've got a car, if you've got a truck, if you've got a boat, maybe an RV or motorcycle, maybe it's reached the end of the road for you, why don't you donate it to the Salvation Army? Because that vehicle can help someone else rebuild their life. It might help them find stability. More importantly, it might help them discover hope again, which they so desperately need. The Salvation Army has been changing lives for nearly 150 years. Your kindness continues to make that possible. When you donate, it's easy. Call 800-SA-TRUCK, Salvation Army, 800-SA-TRUCK, or go to satruck.org and schedule a pickup. They're going to come right to your home, tow the vehicle at no charge, and give you an IRS-approved receipt so you can get the tax benefit. That used vehicle in your driveway or on your property could be the turning point in someone else's life. You're not using it anymore. Change someone else's life. So that car, that boat, that motorcycle, that RV, if you're ready to part with it, donate it today. Call 800-SA-TRUCK or visit satruck.org. You're going to help the Salvation Army continue to do the most good.
He takes over. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers beat the Wizards 121-102 last night to start off their month of December with a win. Tyrese Maxey had 35 as he continues his stellar season. Head coach Nick Nurse met with the media after, and he was clearly impressed by Maxey's performance against Washington.
I think that whenever I kind of start thinking, Jesus, is he going to be able to continue to do that? I mean, and then he just goes out and makes 6 or 7 possessions look like I'm going to do whatever I want here. I'm going to either shoot the three or I'm going to drive by it. I'm going to hit a floater.
Sixers now sit at 11-9. They're 9th in the Eastern Conference standings right now. They play again on Thursday at home against the Warriors. Eagles will get back to work trying to right the ship after dropping 2 straight games. They'll travel to L.A. to take on the Chargers on Monday Night Football. Eagles coordinators will meet with the media today at 11:30 a.m. Flyers are looking to bounce back from a rough loss to Pittsburgh as they take on the Sabres tonight at home. Unfortunately, they got bad news on Tyson Forrester yesterday. He'll miss 2 to 3 months with an upper body injury suffered against Pittsburgh. Puck drop tonight against Buffalo is 7:30 p.m. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. We'll talk to Adam Schefter of ESPN coming up at 7:55. And Kurt Warner joins the show coming up at 8:30 for his thoughts on what's going on with the Birds right now. This update is brought to you by Super Short. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Short. Not kind of short, not pretty short, but Super Short. Coming soon. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
97.5, the Fanatic Wellness Check today. How are you? All right. I just want to know how we're doing today. It's okay to ask about each other's feelings, especially when it comes to the Eagles, because if you are listening to this show, we all have similar likes and dislikes when it comes to at least sports. Like
We're in this together.
We all love the Eagles, right?
Yes.
No matter how confident of a fan you are, blind loyalist, green goggles, to the very bottom Negadelphian that there is. We all watch the Eagles every single Sunday or Monday or December 20th when they play Saturday at 5 o'clock. It was announced yesterday.
5 o'clock. I'm going to, by the way, I'm already asking Father Riley because we go to 4:30
Yeah,
Mass.
that's right. Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm asking Father Riley that day it is a Mass in honor of my mother-in-law who passed at 4:30. So Father Riley,
Yeah,
Jesus good, devil bad.
Yeah.
Like let's move it along.
You say save your best for the Sunday
Save your
sermon,
best for
Father.
Christmas, which is right around the corner.
Exactly.
Save his best stuff for Christmas Eve, but we might get Father McGowan that day. Father McGowan really keeps it moving anyway.
That Saturday sermon, that's the week one game for Alabama.
Exactly. There's no need. Don't waste all your good stuff. So
he's preaching against Georgia Southern that day. Let's take care of business.
Temple's playing Georgian court.
Right, I'm going to counsel. I'll counsel the local our priest before then. So
that's a quick one.
So it'll be good.
So we want to know how you feeling right now, because I'm curious if more people are in the angst mode, season's over mode, or if there are still people that are holding on hope. I heard a lot of it yesterday driving home. I heard a caller at one point on the station talking about, hey, they're Super Bowl champions. You just got to still believe in them. And look, good for you for having that way of life and that viewpoint. I just believe I have too much information to not just say, well, they're the Super Bowl champions, so that's why I think it's going to turn
I think
around.
I heard that on Middays with Marks.
Yes.
I think I heard the person saying that. Is the one issue I took with it is that, no, nobody has to.
Yeah.
The one thing is like, well, you have to give them the benefit of that doubt. This group, no, you don't. You don't have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm choosing to because I believe talent will win out with this group. I really do.
I love that.
But you don't have to because I think mentally, I think they're a soft group. I really do. I think they're a soft group. And watching Hard Knocks last night, I even believe it a little bit more.
Okay.
A little bit more.
So our man Mopar, always pleasant. How are we feeling today, huh? Like, all right, you don't want to talk about your feelings? But then he does send a message saying, smile, enjoy life, have a cigar and some bourbon, and relax. I love that way of life.
No, screw that. The Eagles are broken and we need to fix them.
But there are some times where I can't put on the fake smile, right? I think we all do it in life where somebody asks you how you're doing, and you say, I'm fine. And then you turn the corner and you're like, I'm not fine. But you don't want to talk about it.
I think that is a lesson that I told.
That's deeper than sports, by the way.
What's funny is I told it. I think it's a lesson that when Pierre Robert passed in the building.
Yeah.
Pierre, every time I would see Pierre, and I would only see Pierre maybe twice a month, Pierre would always touch you, like on the shoulder or whatever your arm, and go, and he would always ask me, how are you feeling? And he would.
Actually ask.
And he would actually ask.
Yeah, not just like, hey, how are you?
And I said to my wife when I got home, I said, after the day he passed, and I said, I don't know how many times I say to somebody, how you doing? And I'm just making conversation.
Yeah.
And I really can't even tell you what their answer was.
Yeah. So I want to know. I want to know how we're actually doing, when it comes to this team.
I admire you asking.
Because I'm miserable. I'm sorry. I know they're 8-4 and Super Bowl champions, and I should be grateful for all that kind of stuff. I'm grateful for the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not grateful for the 2025.
Each year is its own entity.
That's how I look at it.
No, it is. Each year's its own entity. You don't know the 2025 Eagles are owed nothing.
No,
for what was accomplished last year. But
it's not just each year; it's each team, right? Like that's why when the Eagles win the Super Bowl and the Sixers lose by 50 the next day, like I'm not like, the Eagles. Like no. I'm upset with that team. I'm happy with one team, upset with the other. Now, a lot of you out there need to put your hatred aside for 6 more weeks. How many games left in the regular season?
5 more weeks.
5 more weeks.
And then we're going to get
hopefully more.
one playoff game.
Hopefully.
Minimum.
Hopefully
minimum.
more than one.
Yes, but one minimum playoff game.
Look, I don't know what happened in Pittsburgh.
I know what happened.
Go ahead. What, he just wasn't playing?
No, he was terrible.
Okay.
He was terrible.
You got to bring in Darius Slay. You got to bring it in.
He was one of the worst in the game.
Sure. Was it system related? Could be. Could be. He played at a very high level last year.
He could. Yes, he did.
I'm not saying you.
Did.
There
No,
are a
he
lot
did.
of people that don't like him for whatever reason. I still don't know the genesis of the Darius Slay hatred.
Well, he always points a finger.
Okay.
At somebody
and
else.
I don't like that.
He's not a good. He's somebody who is very quick to point the finger at teammates when things go bad.
Every teammate loves him.
No, he was a captain.
Every teammate freaking loved him
No.
and talks about him all the time.
I get you. He was terrible for the Steelers.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean he'd be terrible here, but he had a terrible year. There's no doubt about it. There's no way to spin it. He was awful. I talked to one of my buddies who does afternoon drive in Pittsburgh yesterday.
Sure.
As soon as I saw the news, I'm just literally texting him going, what do you think? And he goes, he was so bad, it shocked everybody. And he said, and Tomlin gave him lots of rope.
Now
So there was lots of rope.
I'm going to ask because I wasn't breaking down this film of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was he playing slot?
He was playing slot. He played
That's not his position.
He played a little outside too, though.
Okay. Because remember, they signed him and then they traded for Jalen Ramsey. And they
Right.
already had Joey Porter Jr., who's
Correct.
tremendous. And I remember when that trade happened for Ramsey, my first thought was, well, how's this going to work?
And I would say to you is that one thing that to Darius Slay's credit, and this is something that I'll get the exact wording for you, but he said the Ramsey arrival definitely changed the dynamic.
Yeah.
And he said to Slay's credit, he was a great teammate. He said teammates loved him. The younger guys gravitated towards him much more than Jalen Ramsey. And he was willing to do things when Jalen Ramsey arrived that maybe he wasn't as comfortable doing.
Okay.
So that tells you.
It could be scheme.
So that is. It could be. No, it could be.
Look,
so you're right.
Namdi Asamoah, right? Like, guy was great in the scheme with the Raiders, comes here for the big payday. It's not the scheme that works for him. He sucks, right? So maybe.
Right.
Look, all I'm saying is.
You have. But you're saying
it's him or Adoree Jackson, right? Like.
Oh, I would take him over Adoree Jackson.
So you got to bring him in. He knows the system.
He wants to. I would think he would like to be here.
He wants to play for a contender.
Right. I would think he would want to be here.
Like, I saw a guy yesterday respond to me saying, no way, he's cooked. And it's like, well, he wasn't cooked last year. 1 year ago, he was.
And you're not going to ask him to play slot here.
Maybe he's a little, maybe he's well done.
I don't know. He could be cooked.
But I don't think he's burnt.
I'm biting that steak.
Yeah, dude. Like,
We're going to find out.
looks good. Looks good on the
Absolutely.
outside. Like,
Yeah.
Nice grill marks. Like, I don't know.
Connor, you eat food you leave out on the nightstand overnight.
I think you
Absolutely.
got to give it a shot. And I still don't understand the Darius Slay hatred. There's a lot of it in this city.
I think
I don't know why.
I think it's the. Well, no, you know why. It's the he's a point the finger guy.
Look, he knows this system.
He does. Yes.
Won a freaking Super Bowl with them. All right, coming up next, the poor play has changed the vibe in this city, clearly. Has the poor play changed the vibe of the players? 2 different reporters chimed in on that yesterday. Hear it next here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic. 641 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We're wondering how we're all feeling today. I am in a really bad place when it comes to this Eagles football team, so much so that yesterday I said that the chances of them winning the Super Bowl are 0. Like, that's how down I am on this.
Does part of this tell me that maybe you are reconsidering your stance or not? You are not.
No.
Okay.
No,
So you're
but
not.
I still want to talk about it. Like,
No.
I think it's,
I'm just wondering. I was wondering where if the conversation was going, because we don't talk about the show. We really don't talk about it before. I was wondering whether you were maybe reconsidering how you feel.
I am not reconsidering anything. I am like, living in angst where I'm just already worried that I'm going to have to complain about the offense Tuesday.
Okay.
I am. Like, I don't see how this offense all of a sudden gets better, right? So, like, on Wednesday, December 3rd, I'm already dreading Tuesday, December the 9th.
Wow.
Even if they win, it might still be like, yeah, but, man, they're not going to win anything because of this offense.
Wow.
And that sucks. That sucks to be in that mindset.
Wow. I'm just in a different place, but I did ask myself yesterday on the way home, am I doing the 2018 John is a soft little wussy boy routine? Where
Look, I
was.
heard that
But
yesterday.
And I hope that
They won the championship.
No, but I'm not. No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Not you. I'm saying
But
other people.
No, but I asked myself, is that seeping into my mind at all? But no, I believe it's. I think I sort of am just a little further down the road than where Amy is. Amy has them on life support. I have them in ICU. Amy has them on life support. I have them in ICU.
Okay.
So under observation.
Connor, what do we got on the text line at 610-632-0975? Just curious where people are at mentally with this football team, feelings with this football team.
Yeah, this, I think, is a pretty good way to sum it up because we were just talking about the Eagles potentially making a move for Darius Slay, who is with Pittsburgh. And this texter wants to talk about a move with Pittsburgh. Is this the offseason we consider trading Jalen Hurts? I could see Pittsburgh giving up a couple first-round picks, which could be pretty decent picks since he won't have the offensive talent he has there. Better a year too early than a year too late. That's how we're doing right now.
So
You're never getting multiple first-round picks for Jalen Hurts with that contract.
It doesn't even matter.
And it doesn't matter anyway.
We're talking about trading the quarterback.
Well,
he won Super Bowl MVP earlier this year. And we're trying to trade him to the Steelers.
But it's ridiculous. But that's where we're at. We're in silly season. We're in
my response, and look, everybody's entitled to their feelings. My response would be, so is it like, do you think you know enough of Tanner McKee?
I mean,
or
seriously.
are you is there a free agent quarterback that never seems to become available that you're signing? Or is there a quarterback in the draft that you are
really great?
all the Nussmeyers?
Oh, wow.
All these guys that were supposed to be the number one quarterback in college this year have been dreadful.
Hey, football guy told you. Oh man, Arch Manning, baby.
So
Arch Manning.
So I understand you're down and you're worried about the quarterback and you wonder, like, all right, what could maybe a quarterback that stands tall in the pocket and is more of a throw first, hard throwing quarterback. I get it, but who is it? Like, who's that guy? What else we got on the text line?
All right, we also have a check-in from David who says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm so upset about the Eagles I couldn't even finish watching the first episode of Hard Knocks.
It was the thing is, though, David, you didn't miss anything. Connor, you agree, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was boring.
It was boring as hell, and more importantly, it was the problem is, unlike the off-season one when you see him in training camp. In off-season training camp, Hard Knocks, you see coaches' meetings where the coaches are in a room debating, should we cut this guy? And you actually hear debates where they go, he has no instincts.
Yeah.
Or he has that. You didn't hear any of these.
But we know that because we watched the whole thing. David quit out in the middle. And the reason I watched the whole thing was I was like, maybe I'll get a nugget on something at the end with the Eagles.
I saw a lot of people on our YouTube chat saying they did not watch it because they did not want to relive that game.
Exactly.
Well, I would also tell you, too, is that if somebody doesn't take a 2x4 to Jackson Dart, I just there's something about Jackson Dart that is so staged. Like his part of it. It's just he's so staged with his yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. He says this all the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He does, yes, sir.
That's just the thing.
Yes, sir.
Like,
yes,
I
but
don't
he
know.
says, Connor, it was just a clips, and he was saying it all the time.
Yeah, dude, my brother says it 20 times a day. He
And
works in, like, accounting.
And by the way,
Just
he
the
had
thing.
no idea. He had no idea about the geography of New York either.
Numbers looking good this year? Yes, sir.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
he says,
sir.
and it was just.
Is that how your
it was
brother
so
conducts
interesting.
He
himself in
answers
meetings?
every question like that.
All right.
Just turned 30. He's a child.
Jackson Dart.
Yesterday on Middays with Marks, Johnny Marks had two great guests that cover the Eagles do a tremendous job doing it. The first I want to play for you, Jeff Mosher. Here was Jeff Mosher talking about something he feels he saw on Friday.
It can't hurt because at this point, I think we've reached a pretty rock bottom area with the Eagles offense. And it feels like now that even some of the things that were good, like the shot plays, are starting to not be there too. So you're seeing even a residual effect of the entire offense. It used to just be the rushing offense, right? And now, and the passing offense wasn't great, but it could give you some shot plays. And now it looks to me like Jalen, and I know the wind's been bad the last two games, but he looks less confident. And I don't know about you, I mean, watching his last press conference, I thought he was very accountable and almost gave off the impression that he knows he's not making throws that he typically makes and is frustrated about it. So could a new play caller potentially just find a different rhythm? Maybe, but it's still play calling from the same menu.
Connor and I will both attest to this. On the mic'd up during the game, both in the Dallas game and in the Bears game, very, very. He took it upon himself on the sideline, Jalen. About the my bad.
Yeah, because there's a perception that he just goes right to the bench and looks at.
He still does,
But we don't see.
But he does come to the
immediate sideline interaction.
But his immediate accountability of that's on me. That especially the fumble on the tush push. He said that's just stupid on my part.
Yeah,
not protecting the ball. He came right in and got it from me, and that shouldn't have happened. And blah blah. That's on me and nobody else. Complete accountability from Jalen. And if you can't respect that, to me, I have a ton of respect for that. It's not guy, look, man, that was he comes right in with the thing. Now, the only thing is, if it doesn't get cleaned up, that's where I just say, okay, just don't let it happen again.
When Mosher says the shot plays aren't there anymore, that's because their offense is predictable.
I would say that's probably
you know what I mean?
it.
Like that's part of the problem. Defenses know what's coming. Like
That's where we're at.
It's horrible.
That's where we're at.
All right, so coming up next, John Kincaid's favorite word. Brandon Lee Gowton yesterday talked about the Eagles, and it is the complete opposite of John Kincaid's favorite word.
I love BLG, by the way.
You'll hear that coming up next. Also, the angst that I have for the Eagles is nowhere near the level of angst I have for the Phillies. The Eagles have pedigree. I don't want to go into another season where I hate the roster, which I did last year for the Phillies. Who could the Phillies target via trade? ESPN did a deep dive on all the targets that are there for the Pobo, Dave Dombrowski. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Sixers start December strong. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers beat the Wizards 121-102 last night to start off their month of December with a win. Tyrese Maxey, 35 points in the win. His stellar breakout year is continuing. And Paul George was clearly impressed by his teammates' performance in Washington, or against Washington, I should say.
That stretch alone put the game away. He just had his imprint over it. Steals, getting out, creating offense for himself, creating offense for us, big shots. You can see he was just in a rhythm and a flow, and he just took over.
He totally did take over. Tyrese Maxey did, and the Sixers are at 11-9 at 9th in the Eastern Conference standings, in large part thanks to Maxey. They play again on Thursday at home against the Warriors. Eagles will get back to work today, trying to right the ship after dropping 2 straight games. They travel to L.A. to take on the Chargers on Monday night. Eagles coordinators meet with the media today at 11:30. The Flyers are looking to bounce back from a rough loss to Pittsburgh as they take on the Sabres tonight at home. Unfortunately, they'll have to do so without Tyson Forrester for the next foreseeable future. We found out yesterday he'll miss 2 to 3 months with an upper body injury. Puck drop is at 7:30 p.m. tonight. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. We'll talk to Adam Schefter coming up at 7:55. Hall of Famer Kurt Warner joins the show at 8:30. This update is brought to you by Wawa. For holiday shopping made easy, stop at Wawa for gift cards or the Wawa fans in your life. And for fans of top brands like Visa, Sephora, Roblox, and more, gotta have a Wawa. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com.
It is 6:55 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. Big update on the Saturday hangout that I got going on at Yards, 4 o'clock.
What's the big update?
Fifth and Spring Garden. My man Mopar will be there. YouTube chat representing.
Is the boat going to be there?
I don't think he can bring a boat to Fifth and Spring Garden.
Now, Jackson Dart would think he could. Now, if you watched last night's,
Better or worse than Jared Goff? Because remember when
I'm going to tell you,
Goff didn't know.
Goff didn't know the sunset in the west.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, almost as stupid.
It's better.
You think it's more stupid on the stupid scale?
No, I think Jared Goff is dumber.
Jared Goff.
It doesn't matter where you are. You should know where the sun sets.
Jared Goff sounds more stupid, but I'm going to tell you, he sounded really dumb.
All right.
He sounded really dumb.
It was landmarks?
No, he just didn't
No,
know
he
which
thought
direction the ocean was.
No, he thought the Atlantic Ocean was a block away from the Giants' practice facility
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's an idiot.
at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
He thought the Atlantic Ocean was right over the next building.
Well, you can see water from there. It's the Hudson River, and he got confused.
He thought it was the Atlantic
Yeah.
Ocean.
That's like when I was
The river is the Atlantic Ocean?
That's like when I was a little kid, and I thought what was the boat that was they got rid of it recently? The USS.
Oh, you mean the dead one? Like
Yeah.
the dead boat that was all
I
rotted
thought
out?
it was the Titanic when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
You know.
it wasn't.
It wasn't. No, the Titanic is sunk.
No, I could
Damn, who
understand.
knew?
I could understand
but
as a
that's
little
when
kid.
I was like 5.
They should make a movie about that.
Like Jackson Dart's an adult. But all right.
I can understand why he ended up at the schools he did academically.
All right. So, Connor, give us a text message, and then I want to play this clip from Brandon Lee Gouton because he uses the word that I guess you would say is the complete opposite of John Kincaid's favorite word in the dictionary. What do we got on the text line? We're asking how people are feeling right now with the Eagles. It's a vibe check. It's a feelings check. We're here together as family, even though we might not agree on a lot of opinions.
Exactly.
It all comes back to one place. The beloved Philadelphia Eagles.
Hatred of the Eagles, yes. Bill from Harleysville checks in and says, I'm feeling very frustrated. Drama aside, I just feel like this group of talent is being wasted. Putting a roster together with this much talent top to bottom is not easy and is, for whatever reason, coming up short.
It is coming up short. And everybody will say, yeah, well, you know, it's coming up so short that they're 8-4. There are a lot of people that will say that. They were 8-2 a couple weeks ago. The alarms were going off before that.
So what do you keep on? What do they keep on doing? Moving the goalposts. Look, I'm a big defender that I believe this team's going to rebound.
Well, I think the rebound is a big part of it.
But I believe that they're going to rebound. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this team isn't underachieving right now. They're underachieving miserably on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they're toward the bottom and
They're
a lot of offensive categories.
They're terrible.
I saw a guy on Instagram the other day. It was Monday morning when we posted, Dylan does a great job. Sean Rodman.
Sure.
Jones doing YouTube today. Something about the offense. And I dropped that's now 9 of 12 games where they've scored a touchdown or less and a half. And a guy responded to me with, shaking my head. Guy doesn't know sports. Stats don't win games. They're 8-4. Relax. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Do you feel comfortable? I'll ask that. Do you feel comfortable to that guy that your offense is a bottom 5 offense in the NFL going into any week, let alone the playoffs where you will be playing other top teams in the NFL? Like, I don't feel comfortable knowing that.
If they do, again, if someone's going to be head in the sand, I don't know what to say. And I am somebody who is being, for our crew, on the borderline ultra optimistic.
Right.
I feel good about Monday night. But then again, you know how good I felt about Friday. And we know how that all worked out. So, I mean, I can't be head in the sand fan. I can be optimistic, but I can't be head in the sand.
So
I think there's a lot of that.
Your favorite word in the dictionary is joyous.
Yes, because I believe that there's, and I've lived it too many times. There is the darkest days of your life you can find joy, and joy can find you.
What would you say is the complete opposite of joyous? Maybe joyless?
Joyless. Yes, joyless. Angry. I don't know.
Let's stick with joyless.
Joyless.
The
That's
25 Eagles offense.
Here's Brandon Lee Gouton yesterday on Middays with Marks.
I mean, this team looks joyless, right? I mean, who's having fun out there? And that's even when they were winning. That's not just like, okay, they're losing now and they're sad because they're losing. I mean, that was apparent, and that was also a big theme back in 2020. Quote, I believe at the time, was like, they're the most miserable 10-1 team in NFL history. Something to that effect from inside the building was saying that. And that's kind of just where they are. I think there's obviously the weight of expectations having won the Super Bowl. But more than that, I mean, if we're going to credit Nick Sirianni, and at times the culture has looked really good in Philadelphia, but when we're looking at it now and everyone's miserable and the energy is down and the vibes are horrendous, I mean, again, that I look at him when it comes to that.
So, joyless, and he brings up 2023, the most miserable 10-1 team, right? Remember, for a while, John, we had a lot of pushback from people that are there every single day. No, it's not 2023. No.
Oh, no. It was unanimous.
Yeah. Like
unanimous
every
pushback.
local beat. And I'm not saying nah, boo-boo. I'm saying, uh-oh, now they're seeing it. Now they're getting the vibes.
Welcome to the party. I'm glad that
but it's one thing if the way it looks football-wise, right? But when they're in the locker room, and usually it's like, how many times have we heard from anybody that we talk to, they're celebrating that win. They're happy with that win. Yeah, they realize they need to get better at things, but they're actually celebrating it. Whereas now the tide shifted the last couple of weeks.
Here's what I said to you at the time, and I'll say it to you again. Sometimes the people who cover a team are too close to it.
Could be.
They're too close to it. And they look at it so analytically that they believe, well, it's this team's too good. This team's too they don't look at it the same way that someone dispassionately looks at it. And I think they got suckered in by this team.
It's funny. It feels like the Hard Knocks factor, not the in-season Hard Knocks, but the preseason Hard Knocks. Every time you watch the preseason Hard Knocks, you're like, this team is incredible. How could they not win the Super? Look at all of the excitement for what their season's going to be. Look at the coaching and all this motivation. And you're like, yeah, the Raiders would go on to win 3 games that year.
Yeah.
When you see the day-to-day of how much goes into playing a tough sport like the NFL, like football at this level, you have to believe, I think, to your point, John, that things are going to get worked out with everything you see them doing. That's not how this always works.
No, and it didn't work 2 years ago. That's the other thing.
It doesn't.
If I'd never seen this before, by the way, you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. If I didn't see this literally 2 years ago, maybe I'm not feeling this
The
way.
thing is, though,
I'd be worried about the team, but I'm not like 0% chance.
I do believe this team is completely different.
Well, defensively, they sure are.
No, I think this team is completely different. I don't. That's why I don't buy the 2023 narrative, because Vic Fangio's in the house. You had 2 incompetent coordinators on both sides of the ball in 2020.
Well, good thing we only have half.
And you also did not have a championship pedigree.
Sure.
In 2023, you had a Super Bowl visit the year before, but you didn't have the championship pedigree you have now. And to me, I feel so. I got to tell you,
That's doing nothing for me right now.
I got to tell you, I feel really good about Monday night. I feel really, really good.
What do you have other plans?
I'm starting to get worried about you, John. All right, ESPN did a ranking of players who could be traded this offseason.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you the name, and so what they do is they give you the name, they give a percentage chance of them being traded, and then the fits of the teams. So
69%.
Anyone that the Phillies are mentioning, I just want yay or nay. All right. The number 2 trade candidate
for the Phillies. This is for the Phillies
in all of baseball, but the Phillies are mentioned in this one because Tariq Skubal's number 1 and the Phillies aren't. The number 2 trade candidate, Ketel Marte, yay or nay? I'm in.
Yes.
I'd have to see the deal, but I'm absolutely interested in the talent. Sure.
I know this is a nay for you. I'm wishy-washy because the health's a big one. The fifth most likely trade player, Byron Buxton.
No way. No way. Why do I want baseball's Joel Embiid? No. The contract to play 90 games? No. With a capital N. Yeah. No.
He's talented.
Well, you know
but
what?
He
But
can't
when he's healthy,
I know.
if I have to hear when he's healthy, no.
Connor, yay or nay?
Absolute yes.
Oh, my gosh.
You don't have a player at that position on your roster right now.
Then-
At
then
least
you know
you
what
do
you
have a
do?
second baseman.
You go find somebody then who can actually play the game.
You have a second baseman that plays half the games.
Well, you can get a center fielder that can play half the
No.
game.
They've already done that.
They've done it. No, you don't do that.
No,
Number
not
7.
a platoon. Buxton.
Number 7, Jaron Duran from the Red Sox.
I like Jaron Duran.
All right.
I like Jarren Duran. Now that's intriguing to me. And Connor? Do I remember a Locked On Phillies podcast where you talked about Jarren Duran at one time? Was there a
He
buzz?
was the trade deadline name.
Was there a buzz about Jarren Duran?
Yeah, then the Sox they went on a bit of a run,
Yeah.
and they decided
Okay,
not
I'm
to.
interested in Jarren Duran. I enjoy his game.
Yeah, I enjoy his
Yeah.
game. I don't necessarily enjoy the person, but I enjoy his game.
Okay.
And they also look like they're kind of trying to trade everybody the deeper we get into this list. So
Okay.
kind of a weird
Okay.
situation in Boston.
Stephen Kwan,
Stephen Kwan, I'm fine, but it's another lefty.
Yeah,
It's another
but
lefty,
he's
right?
not. They don't look at him as they look at him as a guy that gets on base.
What do you mean they
right?
look at him as not a lefty?
He hits
hits-
like 300.
yeah, he
so-
I know, but I mean,
and 300 like equal splits.
I get you.
So it's
I get
not
you.
like
I get you. And
Brandon Marsh.
And by the way, too, I think his splits when I studied him at the trade deadline, I think he's a guy too, home and road. He's not a
Yeah.
guy who he's a guy who he travels.
Yeah,
Like, he
great
travels.
defender, too. I'm a yes on him.
yeah, I'm a yes as well.
I'm
Again,
interested in that.
They're not getting all these players, just whether or not you're in. Let's see here. Wilyer Abreu from the Red Sox.
I don't know enough about him.
Me neither.
Can't comment.
I know he's got some pop.
Doesn't
know
make
enough-
a big
don't
enough
know
difference.
enough. Don't know enough about him.
No, I mean the Phillies need to swing a little bit bigger than Abreu, and I think that's
That's about it.
Luis Robert Jr.
No.
So
no.
in, I couldn't be more in.
Yeah.
What the
That's the
hell?
dumbest thing ever.
By the way, the
dude.
one Philly that they mention in this list of players
Is
to
who?
be traded is Alec Bohm.
Do they have Alec Bone? They think the teams are actually interested?
50% chance he gets moved, according to the article.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Well, last year of his contract.
The buzz, Bohm being dealt could depend on the Phillies' other moves. If they miss out on Schwarber and pivot to Alex Bregman, Bohm is good as gone. If they spend their money elsewhere, they still could move him and either acquire a stopgap at third with a run with top prospect Ada Miller. In a winter of change in Philadelphia, Bohm is among the likeliest of Phillies not to return.
I was led to believe that there is some skepticism as far as Aiden Miller from this past year, from someone I spoke to, that Aiden Miller is somebody who absolutely is being dangled left and right in deals. That it's not that they're out on him,
Yeah.
but they'd be more than willing to talk about him. So we'll see. Now, those are intriguing names. Jarren Duran is one that I am interested in.
He's a good ball player.
You just don't dig the whole persona. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Some of the things he's done in the past, not a
Okay.
All right.
Understand it.
Coming up next, how are we feeling? We're talking about our feelings today when it comes to the Eagles. I will take you back to where the angst started for me, and John Kincade wants that person sued. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
I love the fact that Dan White and Associates have been in business for over 40 years, and I love the fact that they let me speak about them. Because to me, I love it when a company understands that they're dealing with their customer base individually, that they're trying to get to know their customer base and realizing that they can't be we're going to be a one-size-fits-all. They're going to take a unique approach to every single person that they deal with. And if you're looking for certainty in your financial future, Dan White and Associates can help you. They specialize in retirement and financial planning. So let's say you're in your 30s and your 40s and you want to find a way to get on the right track financially. They can help you with that. Let's say you're in your 50s and your 60s, 70s. You want to make sure that you are absolutely doing all the right things so your retirement is going to be the retirement you're dreaming of. Well, they can help you with that too. They have these educational seminars that they host. By the way, I went to one at a restaurant called 9 Prime in Westchester. By the way, had a great dinner, had a great seminar. And it was free. It was a great chance to just be a passive listener, listen to what Dan White and Associates is all about. I already knew, but it was fun and a great chance to see other customers get a chance to hear their message and find out, hey, I want to have a complimentary no-risk consultation of my own. And that's what they offer you, a chance for you to talk about money. For a lot of people, talking about your finances is an uncomfortable conversation, so you want to have it privately. They'll do that with you too. And it's no risk to you, and they're not going to charge you to do it. Dan White and Associates wants to help you find certainty in your financial future. Who doesn't want that? They're going to help you make sense of your unique circumstance. So check out danwhiteandassociates.com on the web and let them help you get that peace of mind. I promise you, you're going to be glad that you make that call.
Unfiltered. Right here on 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
This is Jordan Lundy of Lundy Law. When we say we hope you're never the victim of a rideshare accident, we mean it. But if you should suffer a rideshare injury, we'll work quickly to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. And we mean it when we say there are never any upfront fees, ever. And we only get paid when your case is over and you get paid. Remember our name, Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit lundylaw.com.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. John Marks and Ray Dunn. Reliable, enthusiastic, and informative. Philadelphia sports talk to help get you through your day. Listen to them every weekday on Middays with Marks from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Connor Thomas.
The voice of reason.
John Kincade.
The 60-year-old teenager.
Andrew Salciunas.
The 30-year-old senior citizen. Kincade and Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
I'm just like, I've laid out my case on A.J. Brown since the beginning, since that bus trip, but I think he is the reason this entire season went off the rails. I think he's the entire reason that this team has had bad vibes. I think he's the entire reason because right now, I would take in a room, I would say, here, Devontae Smith, here, Dallas Goedert. I can make the case right now to you. Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith were on pace for record-setting seasons. Now, if Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert set record numbers for their career, would anybody be talking about the quarterback having a crappy season? No. They were on pace, both of them, to have record-setting seasons going into the bye week. Since the bye week, it has been cater to the drama of A.J. Brown. Since then, both of those career best runs have been derailed. The idea of spreading the ball around and making sure that everybody eats was tossed out the window by this team. So I look at you. I don't know who to sue. Who do I sue? Do I sue the incompetence of Kevin Patullo? Do I sue the fact that Nick Sirianni doesn't have the gumption to have gotten this A.J. Brown thing under control? It took supposedly a summit between Big Dom and the owner to say, hey, A.J., cut it out. Cut out the social media garbage. You're not in middle school. Stop it. And then all of a sudden, once that edict went down, then all the subversive stuff started. All the insider leaks. Diana Rossini's phone's blowing up. I'm telling you, it's all, the Eagles went to 4-0. A.J. Brown wasn't getting fed. His ego wasn't getting served. And everything has went in the crapper since.
I will say A.J.'s best games have been Jalen's best games, statistically.
Yeah, but who gives a crap? You had two other guys on the offense that were heading record-setting seasons. Last year, the running back was having a record-setting season. Nobody was worried about Devontae and Dallas getting theirs. And both of them have shut up about it because they're professionals.
John Kincaid's looking for lawyers, man. He walked out. He's walking out. My goodness.
2 to 6, you can find one.
Mic drop. All right, coming up next. Speaking of offensive numbers, John Kincade is surprised by something, Connor. I'm not happy with what I'm going to have to do to kill his holiday spirit. He's surprised by something, and I'm going to have to tell him why it is what it is. Also, Saving Private Simmons. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers dominate the Wiz. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers beat the Wizards 121-102 last night to start off their month of December with a nice victory. Tyrese Maxey, 35 points. He's continuing his stellar season, and his head coach, Nick Nurse, loves to see it. He was impressed by his young star's performance.
I think that whenever I kind of start thinking, Jesus, is he going to be able to continue to do that? I mean, and then he just goes out and makes 6 or 7 possessions look like I'm going to do whatever I want here. I'm going to either shoot the 3, or I'm going to drive by, or I'm going to hit a floater.
Maxey indeed has been a bright spot for the Sixers so far this year. They're 11-9, 9th place in the Eastern Conference standings right now. They play again on Thursday at home against the Warriors. Eagles are back to work trying to right the ship after dropping 2 straight. They travel to L.A. to take on the Chargers on Monday night. Eagles coordinators will meet with the media today at 11:30. Flyers are looking to bounce back from a rough loss to Pittsburgh. They'll play Buffalo tonight in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, they got bad news on Tyson Forrester yesterday. He'll miss 2 to 3 months with an upper body injury. Puck drop is at 7:30 p.m. tonight. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. We'll talk to Adam Schefter coming up at 7:55. Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner joins the show at 8:30. This update is brought to you by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. It's a feelings day. We're checking in, see how you guys are doing. I'm anxious as all get out when it comes to this Eagles team right now. And my angst started back in week 4. And then we had that nice little gap where the Eagles beat the Vikings, they beat the Giants, and it looked real. And then they had the bye week, which was stress-free because they didn't have to play. And then since then, questions have turned into concerns. And now all of a sudden we look at this team completely differently after these last 2 games against the Cowboys and the Bears. That loss to the Bears really did it for me because I saw an offense with absolutely no life against a defense that they should have taken advantage of. So let's get some texts and calls, 610-632-0975. Then I'm going to tell you about how a raccoon is a lot like all of us. I'm going to tell you about Saving Private Simmons.
What?
And then I have to, unfortunately, try to crush your holiday spirit with Saquon Barkley here, Johnny. Let's go to Bob, who's in Arlington. Bob, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, guys, great show. I think I still have confidence in this Eagles team because we can score a lot of points in the first half, and if we do that, we can really contain the game with all the points that we score in the first half, and then let our defense contribute with our defense.
That's just such a horrible way to go about it, though. Like let's have such a great script that we're going to score points, and then we're going to go dead in the second half. Because against some teams, Bob, you're right. You do that against the Chargers. You do that against the Raiders. I think you win those football games. But you saw how that didn't work against the Cowboys, where the Cowboys were able to come back and win.
So well, that didn't go so well for us against the Cowboys because the Cowboys have been putting it on lately in late games.
Yeah.
So they've been pretty much a good team. So
I mean, to your point, Bob, and thanks for the call, man. We've seen life from the offense. Like we've seen
life. Yeah,
right. Like a half against the Rams, a half against the Bucks, the full game against the Giants. We've seen dominant quarters by the Eagles offense. It's just the 4-quarter complete game we've seen one time.
It's because of the fact that you have Edward Scissorhands as a head coach and an offensive coordinator. They have no feel. There's no feel at all. So
I love Bob's optimism. Hey, if we score a lot of points early, we have the defense that can stop opposing teams.
No, but he said they do. Do they score a lot of points? I mean, did they?
Not
really?
Like 21 points in the first half.
Not anymore, though.
And then you hope for like one more touchdown in the second.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I love the optimism.
That's not a good recipe.
I love the optimism.
I do too. What do we got on the text line, Connor?
Not as much optimism.
I didn't think so.
But we do have a check-in here. So Bob checks in from Vermont and says, we can still win the division. I still have confidence in this team. Let's go Birds. That's the only positive text that we've gotten.
Okay. I still think they win the division.
By the way.
Let me make that clear. I still think they win the division.
Okay, seriously. Even the wording of that text bothers me. We can still win the division. There are 5 games to go. The magic number's 4. We should win the division, barring the most cataclysmic collapse.
Which we saw
since 2 years
2 years ago.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
This isn't 2 years ago. This isn't the same team.
Feels like it.
See, it doesn't to me.
You sound like the weather when they call it the storm of the century every 5 months.
No, it's not.
What
I'm saying to you is don't believe the weather forecast. You guys are the ones calling for the storm of the century.
Well,
I'm
it's
not.
raining.
I'm the one saying to you it's going to be nothing. I'm the one telling you don't break into General Hospital and miss the first minute and a half of the show because you're telling me about weather up near the Poconos.
No, I'm going to get my eggs.
You know?
I'm going to get my bread. I'm going to get my milk.
Look, this is you should win the division. The Eagles have an easier path to win. The Eagles have a magic number of 4. The Bears have a magic number of 5. The Bucks have a magic number of 5. The Rams have a magic number of 6. And the Eagles have the second easiest schedule in football left. The Eagles should waltz to the division title. Absolutely. I mean, it's like it's the overwhelming negativity.
Magic number was 4 2 weeks ago too.
The overwhelming negativity is just it's borderline absurd. Borderline absurd.
Just like I was borderline devastated almost.
Exactly.
All right. I love how back-to-back tweets on the timeline can lead to back-to-back little content bits on the show. First one, a raccoon broke into a liquor store in Virginia last night and broke multiple bottles and started drinking
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Guess where they found it? Just guess.
Where did they find the raccoon?
Yeah. Because they were wondering what the hell happened in our store.
Oh, okay.
If it was me, it would be the casino.
They found exactly. You'd wander on over. They found the raccoon on the steps of the church.
Oh, passed out in the store's bathroom.
Huh.
Really?
That's very human-like. You drink too much, you're found passed out in the bathroom.
Yeah. It was good work by that raccoon. Do you pay up?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
Saving Private Simmons.
Okay, what's this?
So,
sounds like a porn movie. I mean, seriously, what's going on here?
I'm doing a playoff for Saving Private Ryan.
There you go.
Not the porn stuff,
on.
but I see where your head's at. Ben Simmons was asked on Instagram yesterday if he would come back to the Sixers to play center or power forward on a minimum contract. To which he responded, "It's not about the money. I'd hoop there for free. But it's deeper than what they make y'all believe, which is why I keep pushing. Right now, the focus is getting the body to 100% before putting my health on the line again.
Oh, my
Like I
gosh.
have the past few years."
Really?
Putting your...
What?
Ben Simmons is putting his body on the line, guys.
When did he last put his body on the line?
He played
2019?
He played 18 games for the Clippers last year.
He put his body on the line then?
33 games for the Nets, 15 games the year before, 42 games back in 2022, didn't play in 2021. What are we talking about? Dude?
Just say less. Like, honestly, take microphones away from these people.
Leave the
Say
message
less.
at I'd stop there for free. Or
Yes.
I'd play there for free. And people would go, "Oh, I respect that."
Correct.
I'm not saying I would still want him back here, but like I would respect the mindset.
Say less.
To then do the whole I've been putting my body on the line. What are you talking about?
Well, Battlefield 6 just came out. New Call of Duty's coming out. His thumbs might be a little arthritis.
Putting my body on the line.
Video games,
Like,
maybe?
Jesus.
Off-season
Saving
workouts?
Private Simmons. All right, lastly, you have something on Saquon Barkley that you want to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm going to just crush it.
No, okay. Saquon is 16th in the league in rushing yards? He's 35 yards from being 12th.
Okay.
I mean, the way we're talking about Saquon's season, we're talking about him being that it's an absolute disaster. He can easily jump into the top 10 with a couple Saquonish weeks, not even 100-yard weeks. He could easily jump into the top 10 running backs. I mean, it's been really, really bad. And with all the injuries on this offensive line and everything, it's been really, really bad. Saquon Barkley, if he has good Saquon weeks to finish out the year, do you realize he's going to end up being exactly what you had in DeAndre Swift? Exactly what you had in this terrible year of Saquon Barkley is going to be exactly what we were putting up with other running backs before Saquon got here last year and had his amazing year.
All right, here's where I'm going to.
Okay, how you going to crush it?
I'm going to crush it.
Okay, tell me. I saw you doing math, and I saw the smoke coming out of your ears.
He has one of the guys he's behind is J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
Who has not played since November 6th.
I understand. Tell me about the guys in front of him. Don't worry about the guys behind him. Tell me the guys in front of him.
No, the guys in front of him.
J.K. Dobbins
is in front of Saquon Barkley. He has not played since November 6th.
Okay, go to the other guys in front of him.
DeAndre Swift, who has 38 less carries than Saquon Barkley. Breece Hall, who plays for the Jets, and they don't have leads. And he has 12 more carries than Breece Hall. Travis Etienne is ahead of him. Travis Etienne has 19 less carries than Saquon Barkley.
Okay, over 12 games? You're talking about like 1 carry a game, 1.5 carries a game. It's seriously, talking about 1.5.
Those guys are averaging 4.7, 4.5, 4.8, 5 yards per carry. Saquon's averaging 3.7 yards per carry.
I'd like to see what their act before contact is. I guarantee you.
No, I'm
I'm
not ripping Barkley. It's the ground game, period.
It's their offensive lines are better. They're playing behind better offensive lines than Saquon's playing behind.
I'm just going to guess
Saquon's bad.
No, I'm not saying but
it's just not getting better.
The running game, period, is
but Saquon,
bad.
Saquon with the crappy offensive line play this year, with a horrible offensive coordinator that now all of a sudden is coming to the realization. Everybody's coming to this realization. is going to end up giving you like what we were, oh my gosh, we have DeAndre Swift. Oh my gosh, we've got a guy. We have a running back. Before we had, he's going to end up giving you one of those type of seasons. That's what we're going to end up with.
Wonderful. Saquon's better than DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
Hey,
but we're going to end up with that, and Saquon's doing it with. He's not doing it with a great offensive line like they did.
Nobody's mad at Saquon.
I'm not mad at Saquon.
I think a lot of people are. I've heard a ton of people. You have a different timeline. I've heard a lot of people saying.
I thought we're not supposed to base things off of social media.
He's toast. I've heard a lot. I've read stuff saying he's lost a step. He's toast. He has. Is Saquon burnt from last year's workload?
That DeAndre Swift year that you're talking about.
What do you have? 1,200? 1,300?
Almost 1,100 yards.
Okay, well he's going to have more. Saquon's going to end up with right around.
Hold on. On 229 carries, Saquon is less than 30 away from that.
Okay.
The ground game stinks.
It does stink.
He's averaging 3.7 yards.
And you know what? When he had it, he had a great offensive line. He had a great offensive line, and he wasn't making it work.
I'm not saying he's.
This guy's making it work. This guy's going to get those numbers with a crappy offensive line.
I don't see this as work. I don't see this as working.
Okay.
I see it as him working his you-know-what off.
That's what I do.
I don't see it as it working, though.
Okay.
At all.
No, but he's squeezing every bit of juice he possibly can out of a really rancid lemon. A really bad one.
No, I think this is like the fake almond milk that we're squeezing out right
Almond milk is not milk, but that's
why I'm saying fake.
There we go.
Coming up next, how crazy are we? We have Adam Schefter coming up at 7:55 and Kurt Warner at 8:30. We predict if they think we are overreacting to the Eagles. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia is a sports city full of passionate and knowledgeable fans.
Your intelligence shouldn't be insulted with outrage.
7:43 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We have a big, busy 8 o'clock hour ahead for you, which we can't wait. The thing we're most excited about is today's headlines with Connor Thomas. That comes your way around 8:10 this morning. But before that, we'll speak with our man Adam Schefter. So he joins us at 7:55. And then we speak with Kurt Warner at 8:30, Hall of Fame quarterback, Super Bowl champion. And he has had a lot to say on social media recently about the Eagles' offense. And so I'm looking forward to our conversation with Kurt Warner. There's a lot of things that we're going to get into with Kurt, who's always great with his time. So we're looking forward to that. 8 o'clock hour is going to be busy. We actually moved some breaks around for it. How about that? Take you inside radio a little bit.
That is inside.
So one more thing on the Barkley front. So you said if he's like one game away, right? One Saquon game.
No, I said if he has just good games. He doesn't have to have great games.
No, I'm not saying 200 yards.
No, good games.
You know what's bad?
Yes.
I'm so down right now that I don't even know when that's coming.
I don't blame. No, the thing is though,
where's that good game?
The thing is, I can't blame you. I wish that I could look at the two of you and go, you guys are being so ultra negative on this. I don't blame you at all.
He's averaging 3.7 yards per carry. It's gotten worse recently.
He has one, and it tells you how bad the offensive line is.
Yes.
With the contact, his yards before contact, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's not on him, even though there are some times where it's been pointed out, and Orlovsky's pointed out on a few of the breakdowns. Baldy has pointed out on a few where he's made some, decisions to little tap dancing, and I've seen it pointed out by both of them. When you're playing behind a bad offensive line and you're constantly getting hit.
Oh yeah, you're always waiting. Sometimes you're bracing for contact early,
or you're thinking, do I have to not trust that the hole's there?
Right.
And so part of that starts to seep into your brain.
All right, so we're gonna have Adam Schefter coming up in a little bit. Adam's usually kind of. Man, you guys are always worried about something whenever we have him on.
Oh, this is I heard this. I sent it to you guys, and I am getting Adam on this today.
So a guy that continuously says that,
what are you guys
are always looking for something.
Gosh, what are you guys doing?
That.
Oh my gosh.
So what was this on? Was this on?
This is on the McAfee group.
All right,
yes,
here's Adam Schefter, who we speak to in about 10 minutes.
At this point in the season, is it crazy to think that Dallas could potentially win the NFC East?
I don't think that's crazy at all. It almost feels like it's coming, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have faith that Philadelphia is going to hold on? I know Philadelphia is a great team. They're the defending Super Bowl champion. They've lost 2 straight games, and it just feels a little bit like a couple of years ago when it started sliding away from them later in the year. The defense, since they traded for Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, and DeMarion Overshawn returned from injury, it's been a good defense. And the offense, well, we know what the offense is like. If the Dallas Cowboys win Thursday night against the Lions in Detroit, it's a tough matchup because Detroit is a great team still, even with all the injuries. But if the Cowboys win Thursday night, watch out.
This makes me so mad.
Why?
When I heard this, it makes me so mad. Because now, again, Adam Schefter, and I love Adam, and he'll be on with us, and I'm not holding back. He's gone 0 to 100. It's what I got on Renee about earlier. He's went from 0 to 100. He's went from telling us, honestly, borderline lecturing us. Oh, my gosh. You guys, I mean, do you realize they're the Super Bowl champs? Do you realize they're the number 1 seed? Do you realize? I mean, Adam has said those words to us. By the way, I went back and listened that he said to us, do you guys realize they're the number 1 seed? Do you understand that every other team in the NFC is flawed? Do you realize who they've beaten? He has used those words on us. And now all of a sudden, welcome to the frickin' party.
So this
what we've been sounding the alarm about.
This is the thing that we talk about often on this show when we speak with somebody from the national media, right? We live it.
Yes.
We live it a lot differently. Now, look, there are Eagles.
But they portray us as being out of our minds.
Well, hold on. There are
overnight.
Eagles fans that also were saying things like, what do you guys complain about? We're 8-2. We're
well, they're the head in the
7-2,
sand people.
We're 6-2.
They're the head in the sand people. That's who they are.
I don't think you could just be head in the sand if you don't think that drama is going to tear the team apart, right? Now, look, the offense, to me, I was pointing out the offense even after wins, right? Like
you've never let up on that.
This has to get better because I don't think you can keep the Lions to 9 points twice, right, if you have to play them again. I don't think you can keep the Packers to 7 points twice if you have to play them again in the playoffs.
Correct.
But there are people that were saying, yeah, but the offense will get better. There was a belief that it would get better because around this time last year, it did get better. So that's my one defense of Adam Schefter, that there are people locally that felt the same way. But when Schefter kind of, like you said, almost borderline lectures us, it's because he doesn't live it the way that we do.
And that's what we said. Is that this is, and I've said it to Adam on this show. It's like, come on, Adam.
Well, it's anybody at the network that I've done shows with. They go, "What are you complaining about?"
We live this. This is our life. We have to deal with this. Like this is where we're at. You're not. Well, guess what? He's about to walk into it right now. I can tell you that much because I heard this yesterday. I said, I can't wait. I can't wait till Adam joins us.
Adam Schefter joins us next. Busy 8 o'clock hour ahead. Number one, of course, is today's headlines with Connor Thomas. We have a major Flyers injury update that we have to give you in the 8 o'clock hour as well. It's a damn shame because of how well he's been playing and the way the team's been playing. But first, Adam Schefter, who's saying maybe the Cowboys could win the division.
Oh, boy.
It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, I doubt anybody would want to bet that, but you could bet that.
You can.
Teams to still win divisions. FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is the number one sports book for same-game parlays, not just in the NFL, but also with basketball. So maybe yesterday you looked at Tyrese Maxey. He scored another big 30-piece yesterday. You can bet on points, rebounds, threes, assists. FanDuel is the best place to combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live all in one easy-to-use app. And right now is the perfect time to join because new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love any way you want. You could do just one-player parlays, or you can do team-wide. Whatever you want to do, you can at FanDuel Sportsbook. Just head to FanDuel.com/Fanatic. That's FanDuel.com/Fanatic to sign up today. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You got to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is not trouble bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxey leads the charge. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers took down the Wizards 121-102 last night behind another strong performance from Tyrese Maxey to start off their month of December with a win. Maxey had 35, and Paul George has seen some great performances in his career, but he gave some love to Tyrese Maxey after the game.
That stretch alone put the game away. He just had his imprint over it. Steals, getting out, creating offense for himself, creating offense for us, big shots. You can see he was just in a rhythm and a flow, and he just took over.
And we've seen Maxey do that a bunch this year in the Sixers' 11-9 start to the season. They're at 9th place in the Eastern Conference. They play again on Thursday at home against the Warriors. Eagles will get back to work trying to right the ship after dropping 2 straight. They travel to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers on Monday night. Justin Herbert, not sure if he's playing in the game after having hand surgery. Eagles coordinators meet with media today at 11:30. Flyers are looking to bounce back from a rough loss to Pittsburgh. They take on the Sabres in Philly tonight. Unfortunately, they got bad news on Tyson Forrester. He'll miss 2 to 3 months with an upper body injury. Puck drop is at 7:30 p.m. this evening. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. Adam Schefter of ESPN joins us coming up next. This update is brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. Join Philly Sports Trips as the Birds take over Washington on December 20th. Round trip travel, great seats, and the ultimate game day experience with fellow Eagles fans. Spots are limited. Book now at phillysportstrips.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It's 7:55 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. We're about to be joined by our man, Adam Schefter. We will be speaking with Kurt Warner coming up at 8:30. Looking forward to that conversation as well. It's a feelings day. I care about you guys. I care about you, John. I care about you, Connor. I care about our YouTube chat. I care about everybody listening, driving in the car right now, maybe at their house. Where are we at with this Eagles team? Where is your mental stability when it comes to the Eagles? Mine is completely fractured. And I'm not trying to make light of mental health. All right, you guys know that.
This is the day after, though, you made this grand declaration. This is where I'm worried.
Yeah.
After the grand declaration where you
0% chance to
where
repeat.
You said it's over, it's done. Now you're doing this. You're like doing this proclamation. I'm worried about you. Like, what's going on? Because like, I mean, are you waffling?
No.
In your mind, because
I have not waffled a second.
No, but I'm saying is, what's it about then? Where's this coming from? Then?
I care about other people sometimes more than myself.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I want to make sure everybody's okay.
I'm more worried. Are you wondering if you're okay this morning? I think this might be coming from.
Oh, no, I'm miserable. I know I'm not.
That's where I think this is
when
coming
it comes to this Eagles team, I know that I'm not okay.
I don't blame you.
All right. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. And join us now on the Comcast Business Hotline, where every day in business is a big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. Our man from ESPN, the great Adam Schefter, joins us. Shefty, I'm just going to get the pleasantries out of the way and say good morning. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I hope all those things are good. John Kincaid's got a bone to pick with you, Shefty.
Okay, what do we got, John?
Love you, Adam. Was, of course, watching the great content with you and the McAfee show, because one of my favorite American entrepreneurs is Pat McAfee. I think he's a brilliant entrepreneur. And I was watching your analysis of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I just wanted to say, welcome to the party. I heard you say, oh, wow, if Dallas beats Detroit, watch out. They can win the NFC East and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We have been telling you for weeks that this building has been on fire. And when you come on with us, you tell us, do you guys realize they're the number one seed? Do you guys realize all these other NFC teams are fading? You make us seem like we're crazy, like that we're alarmist about the Eagles. Now everybody in the national media is jumping onto the boat.
You know what? It took a long time for the smoke from Philadelphia to reach New York, but it finally arrived.
Tell us what you're feeling, and more importantly, I know you're hearing stuff. What are you hearing? What are you feeling about this team?
I just don't think that there's an overwhelming feeling of confidence right now. There's a lot of things that are going wrong. They're not playing at the same level, and you have the PTSD of what happened a couple of years ago going on right now, right? And so it almost feels like the team is sliding back again. And again, so let me give you your flowers. You guys have been on this. You've seen the alarm smoke, the smoke before I saw or heard the alarm going off. And the bigger thing to me, though, is that when I watch the Dallas Cowboys today, I just feel like that team is dangerous and potent to me, right? Like,
well, they certainly look it right now. Absolutely.
That's my point. So when I said that on the McAfee show, it was not so much directed at Philadelphia as it was Dallas. Dallas is rolling right now, and it's always about who's playing well on and after Thanksgiving. And the Cowboys, they added some defensive pieces that through a couple of games, only it's a small body sample size. That defense is playing good. It's not great, but you don't need that defense to play great. You need it to play good with that offense. And so when I watch the Cowboys right now, I just have a little bit more faith and confidence in them with the way they're playing than the way the Eagles have been playing. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Now for the Cowboys to jump the Eagles, Cowboys obviously have to keep on winning. Eagles would have to keep on losing.
The Eagles would have to collapse.
And they've lost 2 straight already. So I'll ask you, Shefty, because you mentioned the PTSD of just 2 seasons ago. Are you talking about the PTSD for John and I in the city of Philadelphia? Or is there PTSD happening in NovaCare right now where players are looking around going, man, this feels a lot like it did last time?
I don't know that the players are feeling that way. Look, the players at various points have had issues all year long that they've raised. So we know that it has not been a hunky-dory, perfect, smooth sailing season. That has not happened. So I'm sure that, people are wondering, have questions, wherever it may be. And look, there's no way that you could go through the year that they had 2 years ago and not remember it. There's no way. There's no way. So, look, I still think it's a good team. I still think it's a playoff team. I still think they're capable of achieving their goals, but they're going to have to play a lot better than they've been playing in recent weeks to get there. And it has felt off, as you guys called.
This leadership of this team, it's okay to call it into question, right? That this is happening again. This is happening for the second time in 3 years with all of this talent, that somehow this team is so underachieving, is falling apart. It's seemingly mentally and from within. Is it all right to question the leadership of Nick Sirianni?
Well, I think here's the deal. You guys are doing that. I want to see how this is playing out. Again, I'll be slow to the party here, and that's fine. But if this happens again and somehow Dallas overtakes Philadelphia for the division lead, and then it really does become the second time in 3 years where the team is sort of crumbled down the stretch, yeah, you go ask what you want to ask, right? But we're not there yet, because if they just keep winning and rolling and hold off Dallas and win the division, I don't think that's fair then, John, because they'll have won the division again, coming off a Super Bowl year when everybody's gunning for them. So I understand that you're loading up the engines and getting ready to fire at them.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not there just yet. Not yet.
Adam Schefter joins us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. Now, Shefty, from an actual football and roster standpoint, tell us what led to the mutual parting of ways between Darius Slay and the and the Pittsburgh Steelers, excuse me. And do you see a return to the Philadelphia Eagles in Slay's future?
Well, first of all, when you see these things happen, I think that they usually, not always, but usually have a destination in mind. They don't just suddenly happen that way. So my guess is he's got something out there. My guess is it wasn't going well between the two sides, Steelers and Slay. And he's like, you know what, I'd rather go play for this team. And they could use help. Now, I don't know that team. There are really only a couple of options in my mind. It's either Detroit or it's Philadelphia. Now, this also happens to be a week in which yesterday the Lions placed Terry and Arnold on injured reserve.
Right.
So they lost a cornerback for the season. And it was the same day that the Steelers and Darius Slay mutually parted ways. Now, I don't know for a fact at all that there's a connection between those two things, but it's not going to surprise me if it turns out that Slay clears waivers and he winds up back in Detroit.
If let's just say Dallas was to lose tomorrow night, I believe their season's done just doing the math, because this NFC playoff field, I was looking back yesterday. I'm looking back yesterday because I'm a dork. And I was looking at the 7-team playoff field. This year has a chance to be the best ever since they've expanded to 7 teams. It's going to be. It's already going to be the best record-wise 7-team field they've ever had. And I don't know how Dallas, if they're 6-6-1, could ever find their way in as a wild card.
I think, as I said the other day to somebody, I think Dallas's only path to getting into the playoffs is to win the division. And again, what are they, a game and a half behind the Eagles right now?
Yeah, a game and a half back. The last wild card is 9-4. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the records are just incredible right now in the NFC, and they can't snag. You can say the Bucs are 7-5, but they can't snag that spot because that's a division winner spot.
Right. And so when the South, although Carolina's playing well and they're challenging the Buccaneers now, I don't know if they're going to be able to overtake Tampa, but they're going to have a shot to overtake Tampa because I think those two teams play.
They play twice. Yes.
Yeah, right. Twice down the stretch. So, we may like Tampa. We may think Tampa's a more dangerous team, but Carolina, schizophrenic Carolina, is going to have a say over who wins that division.
Shefty.
Carolina team that goes into Green Bay and wins and beats the Rams and then loses to who they lose to New Orleans. Weird.
Shefty, in recent weeks, there's been all kinds of reports from all different types of sources about the Eagles locker room, whether it's been an A.J. Brown thing or a Jalen Hurts thing, and that's kind of been the biggest buzz recently has been Jalen Hurts. I'm curious, when stuff like that comes out, is there an agenda from a specific person where they just want the football, or could this almost be a team trying to get a message out there so that it hits a little bit harder to a specific person?
I don't think that. I think when it comes to those kinds of stories, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, I think a lot of people, from a reporter standpoint, it's a question that people are asking and wondering about. It's come up all year long. It's kind of the nagging thing that's been out there. It's got appeal, and if you're a reporter and you're going to be kind of asking around about that particular subject, and it almost becomes your default. I always remember the first time I ever became a newspaper beat writer for the Rocky Mountain News in 1990. After leaving graduate school, I showed up there, and I don't know why, but I'm like, I went out to Denver, and like, we're writing 3 stories a day on the Denver Broncos. 3 stories a day. And I remember turning to the veteran reporter, Joe Sanchez, great man, Denver Post. I said, Joe, 3 stories a day. What if there's nothing else to write? And he goes, write about the quarterback. And I go, okay. And I almost feel like it's the same thing with the Eagles. Like, you got to write something every day. If there's nothing else to write about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Just write about it. That's what I feel like.
Interesting. All right, Shefty, listen, man, we
Thanks,
appreciate
Adam.
the time as always.
Enjoy Monday Night Football and say hello to our team.
And we're rooting for the Cowboys to lose on Thursday so that the talking points change.
What do we think of this Monday night matchup?
I'm confident.
I will never put money on the Eagles ever again this season.
But I was confident Friday too. So don't take my
I did not believe they deserved the respect that they got Friday as a 7-point favorite. And so I will not put my money down on the Eagles the rest of the year. They don't deserve that respect from me.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Say hello to Nick Sirianni.
I'm amazed that you guys haven't even asked about Justin Herbert with everything going on.
Well, I mean, they say his hand will be more stabilized according to the medical doctors, or that's just the biggest bunch of BS ever.
I don't know what to make of that. There are people that don't think he can play, and they insist he's day-to-day and is going to do everything he can to be out there.
Tell Coach Harbaugh happy birthday coming up, because his birthday is my birthday, December 23rd, so Festivus. So
he just wants you to put in your calendar that John's birthday.
You can wish him happy birthday. So there you go.
Okay, there you go, because I'll definitely do that.
All right.
See you, Adam.
Thanks, Shefty. There he is,
buddy.
Adam Schefter
Thank you, guys.
on the
Good sport.
Comcast Business Hotline.
Always a good sport.
Yeah.
Always a good sport. And he always has a reason for what he thinks, but, boy, he was late to the party on that one.
Yeah. The Herbert thing, it's, nobody knows.
Right.
And we won't know till probably Friday.
They're going to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
No. We're not going to find out till
Sunday.
We're not going to find out till, I think, Monday morning.
With all due respect to Adam, I didn't really think Adam would know,
because they're not going to tell
how quick is he recovering. We don't. Nobody knows.
I think Monday we're going to find out.
All right, coming up next, today's headlines with Connor Thomas. Don't forget, Kurt Warner joins us at 8:30.
Can't wait for this.
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about a party that I'm having Thursday. The Saturday party we'll talk about another time. But we got a party first on Thursday. Come hang out with me tomorrow, December 4th, at Jersey's Sports Bar and Pizzeria in Glenside from 6 to 8 before the Sixers take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. We're going to have an awesome pregame party going with $4.50 Corona bottles and Modelo drafts. It's the perfect way to get you ready for tip-off. And the best part is you could score free Sixer tickets. So don't miss your shot to win your way into an upcoming game. It's 97.5 The Fanatic Sixers pregame party. Bring your friends, grab some cold drinks, and get ready to cheer on the squad. For all the details, just visit 975thefanatic.com. We'll see you tomorrow from 6 to 8 at Jersey Sports Bar and Pizzeria in Glenside, sponsored by Corona. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly. Chris Johnson on the YouTube chat makes a good point about the Darius Slay stuff. He's wondering if he waits to see how the game plays out Thursday. Because if the Lions lose, their playoff chances are very, very slim.
They're not bringing him in anyway. They're not bringing him in. Detroit's not bringing him in to play Thursday.
No.
But anyway, so.
But if it's down to two teams, like Schefter pointed out.
Correct.
In case you just missed it, Adam Schefter was on with us. We asked him about Darius Slay. He believes it's down to two teams, Eagles, Lions. If you speak Shefty or understand Shefty, he made it seem Lions.
I think he knows something.
But to Chris's point, if the Lions lose, why would he sign with a team that might not be in playoff contention?
Correct. He wants the one thing he said to us that was clear. He wants to play for a contender.
Right. So maybe we find out if they lose, he comes here. If they win, maybe he goes back to Detroit. All right, it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor
Brought to
Thomas.
us by who? The Connor Thomas.
Our friends over at the Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit lundylaw.com. That's lundylaw.com. We might have a couple of college football programs that are interested in reaching out to Lundy Law, feeling like they've been slighted by the College Football Playoff Committee. Right now, Vanderbilt and Miami are on the outside looking in. But have you guys seen the college football message boards, John? I'm sure your time in SEC country has had you very familiarized with them. Every idea in the world pops up on these.
Oh, yes.
Someone put out a very interesting rule that is not often used that Vandy and Miami could use. You're allowed to schedule an extra game only if that game takes place in Hawaii or Alaska.
Correct.
But it doesn't have to be against
I would pick Hawaii, by the way.
The Hawaii is the suggested one by this person, but they're saying Vandy and Miami should schedule an extra game in Hawaii before the final voting.
They should have played each other.
To get an extra one. They still can. You could technically still schedule it.
They should have played each other, gotten on planes, played each other to get that game played.
Could you imagine, though, like a Blue Mountain State cornfield game? I guess it would be like a volcano game out there in Hawaii.
They've got the stadiums.
Yeah,
that they can play it.
There are universities out there.
And believe me, they could absolutely play the games, and you don't have to play it in front of a crowd. You don't have to even print tickets.
I like that, though, like a pop-up playing game for the college football playoff.
Would that be one of the most watched games of the season?
Absolutely. It would be number one.
Well, there's also talk
season.
now.
No, I mean Georgia, like any Georgia game.
I mean, so if they rule out, I'm telling you, if they literally keep, like if they were to keep teams out that lose in their championship games this weekend because they have to play an extra game, I'm telling you, these championship games are going to go away. They're going to go away. They're going to do something where they're going to make these championship games part of replace them with playoff games.
Sure.
Make them part of the playoffs.
All right.
Now, if Abdul Carter was playing for either Miami or Vanderbilt, he'd probably miss the first quarter of a potential playing game because he's been a little bit tardy lately, but he had a good explanation. Here's what he had to say about his recent time missing for the New York Giants.
The second time in 3 weeks, didn't start. What happened?
It happens.
What happened?
I ain't gonna get into detail. Like I said, it happened.
Yeah,
not
what
great
happened?
there.
Now, by the way, a buddy of mine covers the Giants. He's been on the show before. The story you're reading is not true. If you've read the story that he was supposedly, there was a story that he was watching pornography.
Oh no, that's a fake.
Exactly, that's not true. But a lot of people have retweeted that and everything. That's not the case.
That guy gets a lot of people.
But it's
I don't know
2 of the last 3 weeks, he's been benched. Penn State proud, baby. Penn State proud.
Probably still a hell of a talent, though.
Well, he's been terrible.
I still expect
God
him to be
awful
good talent. Anything else, or are you just doing replay?
Yeah, we got the replay
Well,
next.
instead of the replay, I'm sorry that you put your effort into
all right.
getting it. We've not mentioned Tyson Forrester yet. We've just been we've been busy. Tyson Forrester, you saw it right away. The way he grabbed at his elbow right away.
No, I thought it was. It's his shoulder. I'm thinking it's the shoulder. And but it's not whatever it is. It's not good, and the Flyers are keeping it pretty much a secret.
Yeah, they're saying the old upper body.
2 to 3 months.
Man.
And with the condensed schedule the Flyers are on, I know Connor's going down tonight to see them play. I got to tell you, as optimistic as I am and as excited as I am about the Flyers, I think this is one of the 2 players that they couldn't afford to lose for this much time. Dan Vladar and Tyson Forrester.
He's their goal leader.
And he is that's a horrible loss for the Flyers. And to me, it's I don't like the idea that they're not going to surgery. They're going to let this thing play out. And then it sounds like the Phillies.
Really? Yeah, it sounds like Andrew Painter.
Yeah,
he doesn't have Tommy John. He doesn't need it. Breaking news. Andrew Painter getting Tommy John. You won't see him for 6 years.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I would lean to believe that we maybe have seen Tyson Forrester for the end of the year. Unless this team plays really well in his absence.
That's a shame.
Because he's been fantastic.
Yeah. 10 goals on the season. That sucks. All right, coming up next, we'll check a couple of our text messages. We're asking what your feelings are right now for the Eagles. How you feeling? I need help. Clearly. What does Kurt Warner think about the Eagles offense? He did a really big deep dive on Twitter the other day. It was like a 15-minute video.
He really did.
On the Eagles offense. Instead of watching the 15-minute video, why not us speak with him for about 15 minutes? So Kurt Warner joins us coming up next to talk about Jalen Hurts, Kevin Patullo, A.J. Brown, the Eagles offense in general. And does he think I'm crazy saying the season's done? We'll find that out next. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5, The Fanatic. All right. Not only did daylight saving time shorten your hours of sunlight, it's also shortened your to-do list. You're free from things like lawn care, gardening, frequent pool and grill maintenance. Some of us are still outside. Have you been ignoring drywall cracks, uneven sagging or bouncing floors, sticking windows and doors, bugs, pests, wet basement, heightened indoor allergies, mold, mildew, smells? That's a lot of things that you're ignoring. Even if it's just one of those things, you got a problem with your house. But don't worry. With a free inspection from Groundworks, you can find out what you need to do to protect your home and your family by pinpointing your home's issues at the source. So what they will do, they'll come in, they will take care of the problem, but they're also going to assure you that the problem is going to be taken care of for a long time. Groundworks has flexible financing plans for you to take advantage of by saving you money that you could spend elsewhere. It's the holiday season, all right? I know that you're worried about funds right now. Groundworks wants you to feel comfortable in fixing your problems and making a solid investment toward your home's future. Just check them out online, groundworks.com, and you could schedule these experts to come on out, take a quick look, and they do that for free. It's just the job itself you pay for. Check them out online, groundworks.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers staying afloat. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers are 2 games over 500 after their win over the Wizards last night, a 121-102 final. And Tyrese Maxey once again led the way, 35 points for your Philadelphia 76ers. Nick Nurse, he's even impressed with how Tyrese Maxey's able to keep up this level of performance.
I think that whenever I kind of start thinking, Jesus, is he going to be able to continue to do that? I mean, and then he just goes out and makes 6 or 7 possessions look like I'm going to do whatever I want here. I'm going to either shoot the 3 or I'm going to drive by it. I'm going to hit a floater.
That's kind of been what the season has felt like for Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers still have work to do. They're 9th place in the Eastern Conference standings. They play again on Thursday at home against the Golden State Warriors. Eagles will get back to work trying to right the ship after dropping 2 straight games. They travel to L.A. to take on the Chargers on Monday night. Eagles coordinators will meet with the media today at 11:30 a.m. And the Flyers are looking to bounce back from a rough loss to Pittsburgh. They'll play the Sabres tonight at home. Got some bad news yesterday with Tyson Forster. He's going to be missing 2 to 3 months with an upper body injury, a big loss for the team. Puck drop tonight is at 7:30. You can hear that game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic. We'll talk to Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner coming up next. What in the world's wrong with the Eagles? This update is brought to you by Indeed.com. Stop just hoping the right applicants find your job. Sponsor it on Indeed and match with quality talent. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, Connor, I want to sneak in a couple texts here. We have Kurt Warner joining us in a few minutes to talk about the Eagles offense, some of the things that he's noticed. He did a deep dive tape. It was actually great. You learn a lot watching him explain everything. It's on his social platform, so check it out. We'll speak with him in a couple of minutes, but we're talking about the Eagles and our mental state right now with the Eagles. I'm just trying to see where the people are at. I'm miserable.
I'm wondering where Kurt's going to be at, too.
Yes.
With this team.
We'll speak with him in a few minutes. What do we got on the text line? And then I got to rip somebody here at 97.5 The Fanatic. Go ahead.
Brian from New Jersey checks in, and he's still holding the faith, man. He says this has to be the week they turn the page and look like a better team. Maybe they play better on the road because we boot too much. Time to open the playbook. Go Birds.
Now, look, it's not like the Chargers fan base in L.A. is tremendous. So
no, it's not.
I would imagine there's a healthy amount of Eagles fans that are out there.
I can tell you that having friends out there who are going to be at the game on Monday night, that they're expecting a lot of Eagles fans.
Yeah.
And tickets are very plentiful. Like you can get they're
available.
Plentiful.
That's awesome.
Secondary market tickets are not bad.
All right, so that texter's keeping the faith. Who else? What else we got?
This texter is not as much, and they're focusing on the Darius Slay conversation. They say Brandon Graham, no factor. Jair Alexander, no contribution or factor. Darius Slay is washed. Don't do it.
I see the washed thing. I don't know if we know that for a fact. There is a chance that he could be washed. There's also a chance that he did not fit in that system in Pittsburgh. After they make the trade for Jalen Ramsey, he's playing in the slot, which I don't know how many years Darius Slay been in the league. 12 years. He's an outside corner
at least. Yeah,
he's an outside corner. He's not a slot corner. So there may be a football reason why he did not play well in Pittsburgh. And all I'm saying is, if you think he's washed, is he washed to the point where he could be worse than Adoree Jackson?
Right.
Not that Adoree Jackson's been horrible the last couple of weeks, hasn't been great, but maybe there's an improvement there. All it takes is bringing him in, and if it doesn't work, you don't play him, and then you cut him again. Jair Alexander did that 5 times. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's done that 10 times, and he's found a home. All right, real quick, before we're waiting for our man Kurt Warner to call it. We have no supplies here at the Fanatic, like none, right? We're all the other stations are in a cluster. We're by ourselves.
Yeah, we have to go forage for stuff where they're all together, so they always have stuff.
I have to jump through hoops to ask for pens. There was one day I asked for pens and notebooks, and I was given 1 pen, 1 notebook. It was so bad that a listener sent in like 100 pens from his company, and
Did you sign for it?
I appreciated that listener. We don't have cups. So yesterday I went down to get cups. We have a water cooler, but we don't have cups.
Right.
So yesterday I went down and got the cups.
That's why every day
now, you're a smart man.
I've got my own.
I brought down the cups. This morning I walk in and I see every cup that was here had a hole poked in the bottom of them. Some child, I guess Ricky Patalico, poked holes in every cup. Now, why do that?
I'm going to guess that Ricky has a mentality to be above that.
Then who did it?
I don't know, but I'm not going to just assume that Ricky
assuming.
Patalico did that.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's a 1,000,000,000%
I'm going to
chances,
tell you this.
Ricky.
I know for a fact, I can guarantee you, you will agree with me, Bill Colarulo didn't do it.
No, he definitely didn't.
No, he's not strong enough to put the hole in the cup.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Bill Colarulo
but
is
like,
not.
Just why? Why
Bill
be a
Colarulo's not doing
child?
that. I don't believe that.
I'm all about office hijinks.
I'm not going to throw Ricky Patalico under the bus without knowing it. And also, too, could it be somebody setting up Ricky Patalico to take the fall?
Oh.
Now, who would maybe do that?
I don't know who.
I don't know. Could somebody around their show potentially set it up? Because someone who enjoys social media fun stuff.
Oh, maybe.
Someone maybe who changed their last name in the past week.
Dylan. We found out
Dylan McKinnon.
It's not McKinnon.
Oh, nice.
Dylan
He's been here
McKinnon?
for 11 years. He's never corrected
Could
anyone.
Dylan have wanted good social media content because he's very good at it, seen it as an opportunity, sets up Ricky to take the fall, and you guys all take the bait and take the cheese? I'm going to choose to stand with Ricky Patalico and say I'm not finding him guilty.
Well, we got our guy Kurt waiting, but I will text Ricky for a statement on the
All right,
cup
please.
issue and
Please,
see
please do.
Yes,
if he can defend himself.
He'll tell you right away if he's guilty or not. All right. Joining us now on the Comcast Business Hotline. Every day in business is a big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. I would imagine, John, that this man knows the sport of football pretty well, especially at the quarterback position. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Super Bowl champion. His name is Kurt Warner. Kurt, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic.
It was good sitting down with him before Super Bowl 59. He had some good analysis with us.
Yeah, we were hanging out in New Orleans.
Out there in New Orleans.
And then the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and everybody was happy in the city of Philadelphia for a couple of weeks. And now we're back to being miserable watching this offense. So, Kurt, you did a tremendous deep dive on the Eagles' offense. The first thing I want to ask you is address the people that are trying to say that this is more of a Jalen Hurts issue than anybody else with the Eagles.
Well, I mean, I think anytime you have a struggling offense, that there's usually a number of factors. And but I would say overall that I would not, put this on Jalen Hurts. That obviously we've seen him play at a high level. We've seen him win a championship. We've seen the things that he does at a high level. And so, to me, this isn't something that you just point at Jalen Hurts. And I don't know if it's something that you necessarily just point at the coordinator or things as well. I think there's a number of factors that go into what they do offensively and why sometimes they're successful and sometimes they're not successful. So it's an interesting watch every single week on who they're going to be, what they're going to do, and specifically in the pass game, how they're going to play.
Kurt, when you say interesting watch, I have found it not to be an interesting watch. I found it to be a boring watch. And I can't believe it's boring when you've got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, all of these weapons. I don't understand how the look of the offense isn't more creative. What do you see with your eyes?
Yeah, again, this is always, again, we'll use the word interesting, an interesting question or debate. Is that there's some teams in the league that are extremely creative, from your perspective. Different formations, different motions. Almost every snap they're running, a different look for the defense, and that's one approach. And then there's some other teams that are more stagnant, that are more just, hey, we're going to line up so we can see what we're going to get, and we believe that because of the guys that we have, that gives us the biggest advantage. I think back to Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was a guy that didn't like motion, that lined up quite often in just a 2-by-2 set, keep the defense stagnant. I know what I've got. I know what I can get to on each side, and let's just play football because I believe my guys on the outside are really good. When you get creative and you move, motion guys, the defense moves and things change. And so your quarterback has to see that. They have to understand that. You have to know where guys are going to be when you snap the ball, if you're motioning somebody. And again, that can be great because it can create some easy opportunities. It can also clog things up, or it can, cloud things up for a quarterback, as you snap the ball and they're still moving and now you're trying to get a read. And so they've been very successful doing what they do. And you could call it boring. And I understand why you think it's boring. They run, a lot of the same concepts they have for years, but they're good concepts. And they're concepts that are good when you have good players to go, hey, if I get one-on-one, my guy's going to win. And it simplifies the game for your quarterback. It simplifies the game for your team. But when you're not having success, that's when everybody stops and goes, well, why can't we get more creative? Why can't we do more things? But it's not always about doing more things. It's about doing them right, doing them better when you have the players that, that can win in those situations.
So you've done a lot of analysis and studying of the tape for the Eagles this year. Do you believe it's more of a Monday through Saturday problem with the Eagles, the scheme that you're talking about? Or is it Sunday, the speed of calling plays because they have a first-time play caller in Kevin Patullo?
I think there's a variety of things. I think it starts with the fact that, okay, they've been successful over the last couple of years, obviously, and it started with running the football, and it started with dominating up front. And so you come into the season with the same idea that a lot of the same pieces should be able to run the football, and then when teams add extra guys to the box to stop the run, we've got again, you can say this more simple pass game on the outside, but we've got weapons on the outside that will win in those situations. That's been our formula. That's where we've been so good. That's where Jalen Hurts is at his best. That's our plan. That's what we're going to do. And then you don't see a lot of teams that all of a sudden get halfway through the year and go, okay, well, that's not working as well. So let's, revamp our entire pass game, and let's add a whole bunch of new stuff in here that we haven't practiced, we haven't done, that hasn't been our MO, and let's go that route. Now, can they become more creative? Can they do some of those things? Of course they could. That's not something that, with pros, when you got, as you say, Monday through Saturday, when you have that much time to devote to it, yes, you can change some things and do some things different if you want. But I don't think you can revamp your entire offense if it's something that you haven't really done and now you're trying to throw all this stuff in there. I just don't think they're playing as well this year, and specifically up front and in the run game. And, so now you get a little more exposed possibly on the outside, or maybe Jalen, as good as he is, there's things that I think he still has to get better at. And those things come more to the forefront when you're not able to win numerous ways, or you're not able to win running the football, which makes throwing the football a little bit easier.
Kurt, some in the city of Philadelphia, and I'm going to point fingers at some people that I actually work with, believe that the Eagles' chances to repeat as Super Bowl champions are at 0.
Hello.
I am not in that boat. Where would you be to people? What would you say to somebody who believes the Eagles have no chance to repeat as Super Bowl champions?
I mean, I think those people are crazy because, we've seen this team. Even though if you watch it and you're like, I'm not happy with this and I'm not happy with that, they still win football games, and they've won a lot of football games, and they beat some good teams this year. So I don't think there's anybody. The Rams just got beat by Carolina. Who everybody thought, okay, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford's incredible, and their team's really good. The Eagles have beat them already. So I think there's a lot up for grabs right now. I think Chicago played really well last Friday against you guys, but I don't know if they're a great football team either, and right now they're the number 1 seed in the NFC. So I think Philly is a good team. I don't think they're as dominant and as great as they have been. So they're going to have to, when they get to the playoffs, they're going to have to play better football more consistently if they're going to get there again. But to say that they don't have a chance with the talent that they have and the pieces, to me is crazy, because you're not seeing a bunch of teams in the NFC specifically that are just great football teams that you go, oh gosh, they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us, they're better. I don't see that as a scenario.
Kurt Warner joining us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. Kurt, you mentioned the offensive line and up front being a problem for the Eagles. It has been all season long, and that's why the ground game hasn't been working. So I'll ask you, because I don't think you can just get healthier in the month of December and the month of January and hopefully into February. So from what you have seen, what do you believe is the number one thing the Eagles can improve upon on offense that makes sense? You're not installing an entire new game plan, to your point as well. So what's the number one thing the Eagles can get going offensively to sort of turn the tide with how this team's been playing on offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. They have to get better in the run game. They have to be able to get some more explosive plays, and get Saquon Barkley more involved. We know how great he is. We saw it just a year ago. And, you got a lot of those same pieces on the offensive line. Are they just a year older and they're not as good? Which is definitely a possibility. But I just look at the pieces, get Lane healthy and those things. And you just have to believe they can be better up front. They can be better in terms of the run game and get Saquon more going than he has been. I don't know if it will look like last year again, because obviously we've gone this far into the season and it hasn't. But that to me is how they've always been built and how they want to play football. And so, I think that's the one area. If you can just get an uptick there and you can get a few of those big plays from Saquon as you move down the stretch, I think that changes the complete dynamic for this football team.
All right, last thing for you, Kurt. You were the quarterback of the greatest show on turf, so I can only imagine in the back of your mind at times you said, all right, I got to get this guy the ball a little bit. I got to get this guy the ball a little bit. We've had our share of drama in Philly this year with a specific wide receiver not being thrilled with the way the offense has been going. He's gotten his the last 2 weeks, and the Eagles' offense has looked worse. So how do you as a quarterback try to make sure that all the mouths are fed while also still trying to put the team in the best position possible?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is I was fortunate to be around a lot of great receivers, a lot of unselfish receivers. And as much as they wanted the ball, just like AJ wants the ball, I had earned their respect from the standpoint of I'm going to throw it where the defense dictates me to throw it on every given play. And, of course, that doesn't just mean, throw it to the right guy. That means have success throwing it to the right guy. I think most guys are going to be okay with, if we're throwing the football and we're having success, as much as I want to touch the football, I can understand that we're doing something right. Where the frustration would always come in is if we were throwing the football and not having success. And that's when those guys would be like, well, then throw it to me. Like if we're not going to have success, get me involved and throw it to me more because I believe we'll have success when you're throwing it to me. And so that just became the way that I played, is I always felt like I can't try to force it to any of these guys, as great as they are, as much as I want to get them the football. I've got to do what the defense dictates because that's going to give us the best chance to succeed. And when we succeeded, from a big picture standpoint in the pass game, my guys were able to be happy with that.
It's called unselfish. Unselfish football.
Well, it's called unselfish, but here, again, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about this AJ thing because I fully understand the AJ mentality. Is that I know everybody in the world has come up with, this belief that winning should be everything, that it should only be about the team having success and never about us individually having success or being involved. When you have a competitor's mindset, you're not just looking to win, okay? And so, you can go back and look at Tom Brady. He won a lot of Super Bowls. But what he loved was the process. He loved being out there and competing. And the byproduct of that was going to be winning, and we all feel like that. But we want to compete. We want to be involved. We want to have the ball in our hands or feel like we're having an impact. I talked to Patrick Surtain earlier when we were doing a game, and I asked him what the most frustrating thing was as a DB, and he said, no targets. When they don't target me, it's like I'm just doing conditioning. And it's not why I'm here. I want to compete. I want the ball thrown at me. I want to have to make a play on the ball. That's what I love. And that's what the great competitors love more than just winning as a team. And it doesn't mean AJ doesn't want to win. It doesn't mean he just wants touches over team success. It's not what it means. It means his mindset as a competitor is, I need to be involved. Like, this is what I love. I love the process of getting ready so I can go out there against the greatest DBs in the world and compete and have success and be successful with the ball in my hands. And so I know a lot of people blow that up and think, oh, he's being selfish. No, he's not. He's being a competitor. And that is the mindset of every competitor, is the process to winning, right? The work that goes into that and the impact that you have to win is what we enjoy and what drives us on a daily basis. And so I get why people say, oh, it should be all about winning and you should not care anything about, anything else other than your team having success. And that's not the case. I would look at my situation. If we won a Super Bowl and all I did was hand the football off, would I be happy that we won a Super Bowl? Yes. Would it be the same, joy and excitement throughout the season if I know I had absolutely no say in what we were doing and I was not being able to drop back and do all the things that I worked for, the things that I think I'm great at and best at, to have an impact on winning those games? And so I fully understand his mindset. I think people that don't understand make it selfish or make it all about him in those situations. And as a competitor, every time I hear him say those things, I get it. And I don't think he's not happy with the team's success. But I think he wants to be involved, like every great player wants to be involved in every single game and say, this is what the process that I work for is to get to this point where I can impact this game with the ball in my hands. And, and they look forward to that part of it. And when you don't get that, it's not the same experience.
Kurt, we appreciate your
hopefully that
perspective,
makes
man.
It does. Thanks, Kurt.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate you, and hopefully we will see you again on Radio Row. We're only going if the Eagles are going, so hopefully we'll see you then.
Have a great day.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right, there he is, Kurt Warner on the Comcast Business Hotline. First off, wow. A lot.
That's some good stuff to unpack.
A lot to unpack. His A.J. Brown comments, beliefs, opinions was fascinating.
It's completely contrary to mine. And but I listened to him, and I listened with an open mind. I disagree with some of it. I agree. I can understand where he's coming from on some of it, though, too. I take some of it to heart.
Well, what he said was almost word for word the Instagram post a couple days after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, where, yeah, I was a part of it, but I wanted to be more a part of it. Now, look, not every player is built that way. Jalen Hurts would gladly throw the ball one time, hand off the ball 65 times, and if the Eagles win, he's happy they won the Super Bowl. At least that's how he portrays it.
That's
right?
how he portrays it. Correct.
He ends up winning Super Bowl MVP, so he doesn't have to try to portray it any sort of way, right? Because he played really well. But there are some players that, yeah, I was a part of the process that got us here, and we won. A.J. Brown didn't have a bad season last year. The numbers just weren't as good.
No, and he wasn't. He wasn't happy
It's
enough.
interesting. So here's the deal. Coming up next, we will we'll play back some of the clips, right? We got an hour and change left in the shows, and there's a lot to unpack. Each of us will sort of give the number one thing that we took away from it. That A.J. Brown stuff was fascinating.
Really fascinating.
You'll hear that again coming up next, and we want your reaction to it, not just ours. 610-632-0975. Does Kurt Warner sort of change the way you perceive the A.J. Brown stuff? Now, look, they got to start winning games. They've lost the last 2 weeks. He has gotten his, and they're 0-2. Let's unpack this more with you guys coming up next. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Every game day right before the Birds take the field, check out the Birds Insider pregame show, breaking down every game before it happens. Then, as soon as the clock hits 0, tune into the Birds Insider postgame show as we analyze everything that happened on the field. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Let's talk about the holiday gift that she really needs this year. Not a household appliance, not another gift.
It's 8:55 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Big hour, Johnny. Adam Schefter to start it, and we just had Kurt Warner on, and he was spectacular. Gave us a lot of insight on the Eagles' offense, the criticisms that Jalen Hurts has been receiving that he won't totally put on Jalen Hurts. Just what this
Great
offense
stuff.
can do moving forward to try to put them in a better position. Calling people like me crazy for saying that the season is over. But that last, 2 minutes on A.J. Brown is great insight from,
a quarterback.
But also from a Hall of Famer and a guy that achieved greatness, right? So there obviously are areas of life that we just can't see it from the eyes of an athlete, right?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, please.
Some of us peaked, and then fell apart a little bit earlier in life than guys like A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown wants to win, but he wants to be great doing it, which is still – Kurt Warner understands it.
A.J. Brown could have gone to Alabama. He chose to go somewhere where he could get better numbers.
Right. There is a selfish –
and there wasn't as much competition.
There is a selfish nature to it. So just reading our YouTube chat a little bit, there are some people that are like, yeah, Kurt, tell him. And then there's also people saying, well, AJ's selfish.
It is. It's selfish.
So whether
it's I heard his point, and I agree with I can understand. He's giving us insight. He's giving us insight into the mindset of a supremely talented athlete. But I would tell you, Jerry Rice, every bit the supremely talented freak of nature that, I would say better. Randy Moss, every bit these guys, all these guys. There's all of them freaks of nature. And when they go play for the 49ers, go play for the Patriots, you're going to do things our way. And when Randy Moss, and I've talked to Randy about it, when you go to play for the New England Patriots and Tom Brady, you're going to do things our way. And some days we're going to feed you and feed you and feed you. And there's going to be some times where we don't. But you're going to do things our way, and they fed him the hell.
Well, I was going to say their way was,
and they did. Right, I understand. But you're also
led the league in touchdowns twice.
Right, but you're also going to just do things our way. You're going to do things. It's going to be the way we do them, and it's not going to be. But it's not about your numbers. They weren't doing that for his numbers.
Right.
They weren't doing that to feed him after the Super Bowl.
Well, it was also Tom Brady's first legit wide receiver. He obviously had players over the years, but
it was like when Donovan got T.O.
Right, exactly.
And it's like when I said to Connor in the offseason about the T.O., that's Freudian slip, the A.J. Brown comments after the Super Bowl, before the parade, I knew this was a problem. This whole, didn't do it for me. Yeah. It was the same thing.
But he was still striving for a certain level of greatness. It's not that he wasn't happy for winning. So let's let Kurt Warner explain it again. So just had Kurt Warner on. It will be podcasted on 975thefanatic.com. It's going to be on the YouTube page of 97.5 The Fanatic. But here is Kurt Warner talking about the mentality of A.J. Brown.
I'll talk to you guys a little bit about this A.J. thing because I fully understand the A.J. mentality. Is that I know everybody in the world has come up with, this belief that winning should be everything, that it should only be about the team having success and never about us individually having success or being involved. When you have a competitor's mindset, you're not just looking to win, okay? And so, you can go back and look at Tom Brady. He won a lot of Super Bowls. But what he loved was the process. He loved being out there and competing. And the byproduct of that was going to be winning, and we all feel like that. But we want to compete. We want to be involved. We want to have the ball in our hands or feel like we're having an impact. I talked to Patrick Surtain earlier when we were doing a game, and I asked him what the most frustrating thing was as a DB, and he said, no targets. When they don't target me, it's like I'm just doing conditioning. And it's not why I'm here. I want to compete. I want the ball thrown at me. I want to have to make a play on the ball That's what I love. And that's what the great competitors love more than just winning as a team. And it doesn't mean AJ doesn't want to win. It doesn't mean he just wants touches over team success. It's not what it means. It means his mindset as a competitor is, I need to be involved. Like, this is what I love. I love the process of getting ready so I can go out there against the greatest DBs in the world and compete and have success and be successful with the ball in my hands. And so I know a lot of people blow that up and think, oh, he's being selfish. No, he's not. He's being a competitor. And that is the mindset of every competitor, is the process to winning.
Now, it's amazing, right? So he mentions Patrick Surtain during that. The reason why he doesn't get targeted, or the receiver that he's covering, is because of his greatness.
He's just unreal.
So it's amazing that a cornerback is upset that quarterbacks are afraid to throw his way. That's like the ultimate compliment. You know, we're seeing it with Quinyon Mitchell, right? It's the ultimate compliment. I'm not even going to look that way.
I'm staying away from you.
Because I know that cornerback is going to lock down that receiver, even if it's Justin Jefferson. And yet he, as the competitor, is upset by it. So he talks about A.J. Brown, but it is like he wants his cake and eat it too, right? Like, A.J. Brown has had 2 statistical great weeks the last 2 weeks. The Eagles have lost.
Yeah.
So he wants to still win, but the Eagles were winning and he was upset. Now, we were all pointing out, again, everybody agreed with A.J. Brown's message, right?
Yeah,
like,
none of us, all 3 of us, did we critique his message.
No.
We agreed with the message.
No. Yeah.
But the delivery system was absolutely, and where I'll disagree with Kurt Warner, it distracted. It caused problems. It caused his teammates to have to answer questions about him. It created divisiveness. That's not good. That's not good. Under any circumstances, that good.
Now,
in business, in families, in anything, is that good.
So what's amazing, like I'll try to turn the Patrick Surtain thing to the Eagles, right? Maybe he wasn't getting his targets not because they weren't scheming for him to get targets. Who are the defenses going to try to stop first? Saquon Barkley, and then who? Probably AJ.
No, it was no question. It was
right.
AJ.
So Jalen, the guy who really does care, at least how he portrays, of just winning, right? Like, I just want to win football games to the point where he's robotic, right? Like, maybe if Jalen wasn't the quarterback, this conversation doesn't have as much weight to it, because we have a quarterback that literally would sit on the sideline and watch his team win if that's what it took. We saw it with the way he celebrated with Tua years ago at Bama, right?
I'll say it to you again. A.J. Brown, I remember when he was being recruited and the whole thing. He chose to go to a place where, because of the competition, he wasn't going to get his enough touches, if he went to the place where he could compete for national championships. He chose to go to a place where he knew he was never going to compete for national championships. Now, that was what his intention was. He thought touches was more important to him than championships. Jalen went to a place where it's a knife fight at quarterback, where the quarterback room has 4 5-star recruits. 4!
Right.
And Jalen is like, that's where I want to be. There's a difference in mentality of the 2 men. It's who they are. And look, neither one of them are wrong.
Right.
Neither one of them are wrong for what they're looking for. AJ probably looked at it and said, I'm going to put up my numbers, and that'll get me to the NFL. So if he did that, and it did, and that's great for him. If that was his path, he has every right to choose it. But it also plays to the mentality, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I don't want to – national championship's not important. Winning is important. Winning's more important. Winning a national title was more important to Jalen. When he stayed to complete his degree, when he could have walked out that door and he backed up Tua, Nick Saban flat out told me on a microphone in Buck Bellew that one of the greatest teammates he'd ever seen that year. One of the greatest teammate performances. And then he steps in the NFL. Then he steps in the SEC championship game and saves the damn season for Alabama.
Now, obviously, some guys are wired differently in terms of what they want to do. And again, when it comes to A.J. Brown, it's amazing because I see a message from Pat on our YouTube chat. He's not showing the same anger from the last 2 weeks because he's gotten his numbers.
Yes, because he gets his numbers.
I don't think A.J. Brown is happy that he got his numbers and they lost the last 2 weeks. I don't think that's the case. I think A.J. Brown wants to win football games.
No. Is he? You think he's insinuating that he's okay with them losing?
He says if he gets good stats, he should still give the same reaction if we lose, but he doesn't.
There's no way that A.J. Brown's happy with them losing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's no way.
I don't think so at all.
No way at all. But do I believe that he's a lot more content when he looks at his stat sheet and sees the numbers? Yes. No questions asked. I don't think Jalen Hurts gives a damn about the stat sheets. And I will tell you that there are players in the league that want the stat sheet in the locker room handed to them and want it delivered to them so they can look at it. Jalen Hurts has to have it given to him before he steps to the podium just so he's briefed on it. Jalen Hurts doesn't give a flip about it.
By the way, like I'll use Darius Slay as another example. We have heard Slay on his podcast say, yeah, we sucked, but I played well. Like he has.
We have. No question.
He himself has said that.
It wasn't on me.
Like I played great. The rest of the defense sucked. Like he has publicly said that. There are some people will say it publicly. Some people will probably say it to themselves, like, I had a good game. At least, like, Connor, you played baseball before.
Absolutely. There have been days that I've been let down by my team, and I'm like, I was good on the mound.
I was good. Yeah. Like, there was a day I went 2 for 3, and we had 2 hits.
Really?
It's like,
I don't remember that one.
And I'm like, I did mine. I did my part, but I'm not saying it publicly. Not that Clearview baseball was really covered
the powerhouse that the Philadelphia
covered in the
Eagles
news
are.
all that much. All right, so we'll continue to react to this. We'll get some of your text messages and calls. I appreciate the YouTube chat being a part of this conversation, no matter how you feel about it. I appreciate you all being a part of it. We got a lot of good reactions so far on YouTube. We'll check our text line. We'll check some calls. Reaction to Kurt Warner, 610-632-0975. Do you look at the A.J. Brown stuff a little bit differently after that interview? Also, what is Connor's biggest takeaway from it? He called us crazy, man.
He did call us crazy.
It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Whether you're
The final hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right. Before we play our next clip from Kurt Warner, let's check some text messages. But Neil on our YouTube chat is chiming in about the A.J. Brown stuff and how he has not been as vocal the last 2 weeks. Now, he points out that Jeffrey Lurie did have the conversation, but
It told him to stop.
But it was sort of about the social media stuff and
his complaints public. But then what started as soon as that Jeffrey Lurie conversation happened? Then what happened?
Well, he's gonna start getting the ball.
Then all the private.
Yeah.
Then all the private.
But Jeffrey Lurie
stories came
he
out.
still speaks to the media.
Yeah, but not. He wasn't. The negative stories weren't coming out.
Correct.
His little
Yeah.
social media fingers were quite quiet.
All right, we got on the text line before we play another clip where Kurt Warner called Connor and I crazy.
Seth in Philly checks in and says, Kurt could not have been more on point about AJ's competitive nature, and none of us have a problem with that. But that's not what makes his behavior unacceptable. To John's point, culture matters. Notice that we are 6-0 when no receiver has over 100 yards, and 2-4 when one or two have over 100.
Ding, 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 ding. When everybody eats, this offense is working. This team is winning.
I will say there's been a couple of games where everybody left hungry.
Well, the team is winning. The team is winning games, finding ways to win, doing whatever it takes to win. And
but I understand at some point we were all asking the same question: can they keep on winning this way? And I think that's one of the things that A.J. Brown was very vocal.
We were having that.
And I did not think that they could keep winning that way.
And we were having those same conversations in the second week of December last year.
But I believe they could still win last year because their ground game was so dominant.
Okay,
they don't have a good running game this year.
And I agree with you that definitely last year they would appear to have been just the health in and of itself.
That's why I feel so down right now, John, because there's nothing here's one of the reasons why I'm so down. Again, today's feelings day. When it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, you can text in at 610-632-0975. Tell us your feelings. I have nothing to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on.
Lean on me.
So, in life,
yes,
I have and I know you're the same way. And so when John and I are the same with some sort of mental thing, I'm terrified that John and I
because we're very different. We're very different people.
I always need something to look forward to.
Yes,
I always need it. Like I mentally, emotionally, it's a coping mechanism for me. Like if I'm
countdown clock?
He's got the countdown clock. Like if I'm having a rough day, I can go, but you know what? In 3 months,
87 days, I'll be on a beach in St. Lucia.
Right. Like I love that, right? Like I know of a 1-day getaway that my wife and I will be going on in 2 months. And like that's my right now. I can't wait for that thing. If I'm having a rough day, if I'm not feeling myself, that's a character. I don't know if it's a flaw.
No, it's not a flaw.
It's a coping mechanism.
Yes,
of mine,
it's
right?
a coping mechanism.
So now I'm going to bring it into the Eagles and not my real life problems. I have nothing that I can look to with this team and say, at least they have that, other than the defense, which is really freaking good. But I don't think the defense can continuously overcome the flaws that this offense has.
I
and
think
if they
that
have no
that's-
ground game, which they don't, they're not consistent in the air enough. That's true. Play calling, I'm concerned about. Overall idea of an offense, which is Nick Sirianni's, I don't agree with unless you are dominant at something, which they aren't.
I think you're. I wish that there was something I could say to you there that you're wrong about. I would love to be able to say, nah, you're wrong. Let me poke holes in that.
Hell, I don't even have special teams other than the punter.
No, I think that there's a lot that you say there that is legitimately true. All I would say to you is, and I think it's sort of why Kurt Warner was saying to you, you're crazy if you write this team off and say they have no chance, is this team has that ability. And I do believe this year's defense, considerably better than last year's. Considerably better.
Yeah.
I really believe
No,
it.
it is.
And last year's defense, up until December, up until Christmas time, we had serious questions about that defense. Remember, they weren't getting to quarterbacks. We were complaining about them not getting to quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then what did they do? They went on a rampage and did something we never thought. They started to tattoo quarterbacks out of nowhere. There could be a chance, and I believe it's the running game getting going. I do believe we're going to see the running game get some semblance of going. Do I believe it's going to be anything like last year? Hell no. No.
Right.
No. But a lot better.
Connor, let's play it. John asked, hey, there's people I work with that think the season's over, that they're not going to repeat.
That was a little passive-aggressive of me.
This was his response.
I think those people are crazy because, we've seen this team. Even though if you watch it and you're like, I'm not happy with this and I'm not happy with that, they still win football games. And they've won a lot of football games. And they've beat some good teams this year. So I don't think there's anybody, the Rams just got beat by Carolina, who everybody thought, okay, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford's incredible and their team's really good. The Eagles have beat them already. So I think there's a lot up for grabs right now. I think Philly is a good team. I don't think they're as dominant and as great as they have been. So they get to the playoffs. They're going to have to play better football more consistently if they're going to get there again. But to say that they don't have a chance with the talent that they have and the pieces, to me is crazy because you're not seeing a bunch of teams in the NFC specifically that are just great football teams.
Here's the thing, and it's hard for me to push back on a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
No, but you can, though, because...
because we all watch sports.
Right.
I just lived through the collapse 2 years ago. If I had never lived through that, when he says they just have too much talent,
right,
I was saying the same thing about the offense 2 years ago. And Nick Sirianni will always tell you, we always learn from previous mistakes or what has happened in the past. I have learned that talent doesn't always prevail. It may not overcome bad coaching.
You're right.
It may not overcome the wear and tear of playing a Super Bowl, and then the next year, because you ran the ball 500 times, your offensive line isn't as good.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, their talent is there, but are they the same player? Has somebody lost a step? Is somebody not the same player from last year?
That's fair.
It's the Phillies. On paper, yeah, they're supposed to be good, but I know that when the lights get too bright, they're not.
There was something Connor said to me yesterday, and I ended up hearing it a little bit later, where he's like, "Yeah, wouldn't want to see the Bears come in here, and we couldn't lose to the Bears in January here." Do you, in your heart of hearts, Connor, if the Bears were coming in here in January, you really, in your heart of hearts, believe Bears are coming in here and they're beating the Eagles again?
If we transported from today's date to a postseason game against the Chicago Bears, I am picking the Bears 10 times out of 10.
Okay.
And I'm not thinking twice about it.
Yeah, that surprises me.
That surprises me too. I'd probably pick Eagles.
Because I just don't.
But you know what? It's 2023 all over again, where I still pick the Eagles to beat the Bucs.
It might not be, but the thing is, the Bucs game was played in Tampa, in a place they never usually win, even though we saw a win there. That's because we were there. We changed the luck. And
I was at both wins in
You shouldn't have changed the luck. They won there in 2023. You guys killed it.
It is to me I would not pick the Bears to come in here and win in January. And I don't care if we're making that prediction today, if we're making that prediction in January. Now, could I see the Rams coming in here and winning in January? Yes. Yeah, because I almost saw them win here last January.
Exactly.
It took Jalen Carter saving the season. And I've said that many times. I think Jalen Carter saved that season.
Sure, but all due respect to Kurt Warner, I completely disagree with this point there on the fact that people think their debt is crazy. There's a lot of stuff that's different.
Well, again, we live it differently than somebody that's viewing it nationally or maybe watches film where we live it.
Right.
All right, coming up next, Kurt Warner talked about something the Eagles really can't do at this point of the season, which means more fingers need to be pointed. More fingers need to be pointed at Nick Sirianni because of it. That and a major injury update in the NFC. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
You know, every day someone in your community wants a second chance. And it may be a second chance because they're moving forward after addiction. And it's taken so much from their lives, they just need a second chance. And you're going to help them because you've got something in your driveway or on your property. You've got a used vehicle, a car, truck, boat, motorcycle, RV, that you have no use for anymore. It's reached the end of the road and you don't use it, or maybe it doesn't even move. How about consider donating it to the Salvation Army? Because that vehicle can help someone else rebuild their life. It's going to help them find stability. It's going to help them discover hope again. The Salvation Army has been changing lives for nearly 150 years. Did you know that your kindness continues to make that possible? Because donating is simple. You call 800-SA-TRUCK, Salvation Army. Go to satruck.org, schedule a pickup. They're going to come right to your home. They're going to tow the vehicle at no charge. They're going to give you an IRS-approved receipt that's going to give you the tax benefit. That used vehicle in your driveway or on your property could be the turning point in someone else's life. So you give away that car, you give away that motorcycle, that boat, that truck, that RV. By donating it, you can potentially change someone's life. Call 800-SA-TRUCK. Visit satruck.org. Help the Salvation Army continue their good work. Let them help do the most good.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Maxey takes over. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Sixers beat the Wizards 121-102 last night to start off their month of December with a win. Tyrese Maxey, 35 points in the victory, and Nick Nurse was impressed. Not just that Maxey had that type of performance, but how sustainable it seemed for him this year.
I think that whenever I kind of start thinking, Jesus, is he going to be able to continue to do that? I mean, and then he just goes out and makes 6 or 7 possessions look like I'm going to do whatever I want here. I'm going to either shoot the 3 or I'm going to drive by it. I'm going to hit a floater.
Maxey's been able to get pretty much what he wants this year, and that's a good thing for the Sixers, who sit at 11-9 and 9th in the Eastern Conference. They're off tonight. They play the Warriors tomorrow at home. Eagles will get back to work trying to right the ship after losing 2 straight games. They travel to L.A. Monday night, taking on the Chargers. Eagles coordinators will meet with the media today at 11:30 a.m. Flyers are looking to bounce back from a rough game against the Penguins. They'll play the Sabres tonight at home. Unfortunately, they're going to have to play a lot of games without Tyson Forster, who we found out yesterday will miss 2 to 3 months with an upper body injury. Puck drop for tonight's games at 7:30 p.m. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Super Sure. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Sure. Coming soon. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
A couple things before we play the Kurt Warner clip that caught my attention. That makes me point more fingers at Nick Sirianni. Mike Evans, his practice window is being opened. Ian Rappaport reporting that it is a much quicker than expected return from the broken clavicle that he sustained earlier this year.
Uh-oh.
Not only is Evans returning, but Jalen McMillan, who was a stud last year, kind of came out of nowhere last year. Shame he's been banged up a lot since as well. You know that Buccaneers that team still relies on their offense and those weapons, and they're starting to get healthier. So that is a big update for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They're an incredibly dangerous team.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a tough out.
Yeah.
They're going to be a really tough out. I don't see a path out of the 4 seed for them. I really don't. I think they're going to be the 4 seed, which is going to make it a little more difficult because I think they're going to get Seattle or the Rams.
Right. Which that's a tough first round.
Now it's going to be in Tampa.
Sure.
So it's going to be in Tampa. At least they get it home. But if they could survive that game, Tampa versus the Rams or Seattle, because that's one thing. If the Eagles were to lose 3 games and end up in that 4 seed and have to play Seattle or the Rams, that'd be terrible.
By the way, for Tampa's purposes, if they play Seattle fans will travel. The Rams fans don't, but the Seattle fans would travel.
They would take over that building.
John, percentage guess off the top of your head, people that you hang out with.
Okay.
How many of them do you know what they do for a living? Like, you know their jobs?
99%? 100%?
So my wife started a new job recently, and she goes, hey, by the way, I met somebody that plays on Connor's softball team.
Oh, wait a minute now, though.
And I go,
well, wait a minute.
But she didn't remember his name. So I go, Connor, by the way, Christy met one of your teammates, works at the, I told Connor where she works. I don't know.
I got Connor's back.
How would I know that?
I have Connor's back. That would be like saying to me, I play with a Saturday golf group.
Sure.
And there are a lot of great guys that I golf with on Saturday. We literally put your golf ball with your initials in the hopper, and then they take out 4 at a time. You never know who you're going to play with. I play with a great group of guys. I'll know, hey, you're Andrew. You're Connor. I'm playing with you this week. And we get to know each other, and it's my first year playing with these guys. I know the guy. I know that maybe one of them's a grandfather.
But you don't know what team.
But you don't necessarily know what we
guys actually talk.
I've known some of these guys for over a decade.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily know what guys do for a living. Like, we don't.
Like, I would imagine that most do.
Nah.
No, not necessarily.
I barely know what you two do for a living.
Besides, and you produce this show.
Yeah.
And it shows.
I don't know who works where. Sorry.
Shows.
I like y'all as friends, but
right, exactly.
I stay in my life and you stay in yours.
Does your wife ever do this to you?
What?
Like, she'll go, so did you, she'll say, when my godson was getting married, Andrew was getting married, and he was getting married last year. So Joe and I would be going out to play golf or something. And going,
sure.
So how are the wedding plans coming? Like, I don't know. She goes, different. You and Joe didn't talk about it? And I'm like, No. What did you guys talk about?
I would imagine you know people's jobs, though.
The Eagles? We talked about, like, the Eagles and all stupid stuff.
Yeah, but I would imagine a job. Like, I know what Johnny Marks does for a living.
Do you? I've listened to the show. I mean, sometimes I feel a little concerned. We found his secret notebook yesterday. We were going through it.
Yeah, he's going through it.
Yellow notebook.
It was his Mean Girls burn book.
It was.
All right, so Kurt Warner, we played a couple clips for you. Great interview earlier, an hour ago. He joined us. You can check it out, 975thefanatic.com or the YouTube page. We were talking about the offense, because obviously the offense is abysmal right now. And I asked him if it's more of a Monday through Saturday issue or a Sunday issue, and this was his answer.
I mean, I think there's a variety of things. I think it starts with the fact that, okay, they've been successful over the last couple of years, obviously, and it started with running the football, and it started with dominating up front. And so you come into the season with the same idea that a lot of the same pieces should be able to run the football, and then when teams add extra guys to the box to stop the run, we've got weapons on the outside that will win in those situations. That's been our formula. That's where we've been so good. That's where Jalen Hurts is at his best. That's our plan. You don't see a lot of teams that all of a sudden get halfway through the year and go, okay, well, that's not working as well. So let's, revamp our entire pass game and let's add a whole bunch of new stuff in here that we haven't practiced, we haven't done, that hasn't been our MO, and let's go that route. Now, can they become more creative? Can they do some of those things? Of course they could. That's not something that, with pros, when you got, Monday through Saturday, when you have that much time to devote to it, yes, you can change some things and do some things different if you want, but I don't think you can revamp your entire offense if it's something that you haven't really done and now you're trying to throw all this stuff in there.
He talked about at one point during the conversation that Peyton Manning, didn't like a lot of pre-snap motion. He would just read the defense.
Yeah, he did
right?
not. Yes.
He also had extremely talented players. He had Marvin Harrison. He had Reggie Wayne at the beginning of his career when the two of them were still playing with one another.
He also had one of the quickest releases.
Yeah. And look, that's why Peyton Manning's a Hall of Famer. But when Kurt Warner says you can't change things now, like this is what you installed. Again, it's the same offense as last year.
It is.
It's the same issue as 2023. Yeah, you can't completely change everything. You can't completely change everything in week 12, but you could have during the offseason said, all right, what our defense is going to try to do to stop us. This is the second time in 4 years I think Nick Sirianni dropped the ball.
I'm going to tell you, I believe a little bit that you're incorrect.
All right.
On something. And it's from watching the NFL Plus. And it's something that Amy said yesterday, and it's something that I say. I don't believe this is the same offense as last year. Not even close. When you watched, and I watch every single game on the NFL Plus and go back and watch as much as I can. I'll watch the shorter games. I watch. This offense doesn't look anything like last year's. Now, it's not just the execution of the offensive line. This looks rudimentary.
Well,
it looks.
That's the core of this offense from last year, too.
Yeah, but
remember, their belief of 1st and 9.
The passing game, I'm going to tell you right now, the passing game does not look like last year's. It does not. The slants are gone. The slant patterns are gone. Like the slants were a much more frequent thing to AJ and to Devontae. They're gone. They're just like they're non-existent. And that was even a boring staple.
Well, then if anything, they dumbed down the offense.
Yes.
And if that's the case, then they misread what they thought defenses would be doing. And so that goes more to Nick Sirianni than Kevin Patullo.
I think right there, ding, ding, ding. And it goes to the scared of your own shadow. It's Punxsutawney Nick.
Yeah.
He's crawling back into and we're going to get 6 more weeks of bad offense.
I keep on saying it, and I wonder if people are starting to realize it. Yes, you don't want to turn the football over. But the obsession of, we want to be careful with the football is sometimes a detriment. Because you're not building together drives.
Right.
You're going 3 and out.
It does. And it kills the offense.
The 31% of the drives have been 3 and outs this year.
You guys were here. I called it from the day he was hired. Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly killed his own success rate because he killed his own defense.
Yeah. First down, touchdown, get down. That was a Chip line. All right, coming up next, check a lot of your text messages. We appreciate everybody being a part of the show today. Also, I just loaded 2 audio clips. Connor doesn't even know what they are. It shows how brainwashed I am because of sports. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Middays 9:40 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. We'll get back to our text messages and our calls. Don't forget Middays with Marks coming your way at 10 o'clock. Deal
By
of
the
week.
way, I thought Amy Fadul had a rough night. I went around that corner and I'm like, boy, Amy had a rough night. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Sean Brace is in.
Yes.
So Sean's in for Amy today. So
Yes.
Amy had a something pop up. So Sean
They
is
did
in
it.
the
They
house
did it.
today.
Peyton Manning audible.
I was like, man,
Omaha.
Omaha.
All right, check. Oh no, it'd be Kentucky.
Kentucky. Yeah, they lost last night. I think that may be the problem here. That tough loss last night in hoops.
All right, check out the deal of the week. Great time for deals. All right, always great time for deals around the holiday season. Get 2 adult extended day lift tickets to Bear Creek Mountain Resort in Macungie, PA for just $80. Bear Creek is the ultimate destination for skiing and snowboarding, featuring breathtaking views and thrilling trails for all skill levels. Get this deal now through Sunday while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com/deals. Also, John Clark is reporting that there is mutual interest with the Eagles and Darius Slay.
I'm sure he's playing. I bet you he's playing both sides of the fence here.
Sure.
Yeah,
No,
why not, too?
But the Eagles have interest, according to John Clark.
I bet they would, and they should.
I bet you Howie realizes maybe I shouldn't have let both of those guys walk, Slay and Isaiah Rodgers.
Isaiah Rodgers is the one that I think that they really just go.
Yeah, I think they missed that one. Now, look, again, Adoree Jackson has played better compared to where he was at the beginning of the season. It was really bad early on. But I would feel a little bit more comfortable if you brought in a guy that, A, has thrived in this system, B, is a Super Bowl champion, C, former captain of the team.
Right.
Right? Like, there's Darius Slay is a better player than Adoree Jackson.
No question.
I don't think I'm going out on a limb on saying that one.
But I've been.
Who is he today? We'll find out.
I've actually been pleased with Adoree Jackson, though.
He has not been
incomparable.
Right.
Comparable, please.
Right. He has not been as bad as what he was earlier in the
There
year,
you
but
go.
it could always get better.
It could, yes.
All right, I put 2 cuts in the Vox Pro, which is the machine that plays the audio.
Boy, that's insider.
That's what it's
There
called,
you
Vox
go.
Pro. It tells me how brainwashed I am because of sports. So people like ask us all the time, well, what do you guys do at home?
You watch sports?
More sports. I don't
Well,
read.
you watch you're watching Stranger Things when I'm watching
Yeah,
GH.
like I'll watch an occasional show during the day when Coop's not home, especially
I'm watching
ones
General
that
Hospital. You're watching Stranger Things.
they more vulgar audio, things. Like
Yes.
I watched Vice Principals.
What are you watching?
Vice Principals.
Okay.
It wasn't that good, but it's got Danny McBride in it, so I'm gonna watch it. And
Okay.
They curse every 5 seconds, so like that's a daytime.
By the
when
way-
Coop's a daycare show.
By the way, the cursing in Hard Knocks, it's constant.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's just it's constant.
Come on,
the
man.
the
that's what
gratuity.
us athletes do.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
we
sure.
curse, we spit.
Yeah.
So last night,
All right.
I'm cooking dinner.
All right.
All right. And Coop asked for Christmas music. Okay. And
The kid's really into it this
he's
year. as
really
you
into
pointed
it.
out.
And so we're 3 days into December. I can't be listening to the same song. Right? Like I'm trying to mix it up. So instead of like asking the old Spotify to play like classic Christmas hits, I'm now starting to do like singer specific, like their album, right? Yeah, the Bublés, Mariah.
Well, I knew Bublé would be
It's big in
the
the
one
South
you'd go with.
household.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? And
So-
why not?
So yesterday, I'm cooking dinner, and I thought I got an alert on my phone. Take a listen. Go ahead, play it one more time.
That sounds like ESPN.
Thank you.
It sounds just like
Oh,
ESPN.
come on,
It
dude.
sounds
Thank
just.
you.
You did not set that up, with
Bro,
me.
what do you mean? Oh, come on.
That sounds just like the ESPN
I had the
alert.
sound on my phone, thinking that I'm getting, Christy's on her way home. Got to get a phone call. I'm on my way home.
That sounds just like da-na-na.
And I have the.
Yes.
Yeah,
that sounds just
da-na-na,
like
Yeah,
it.
if they were a jazz station.
Okay.
No, that sounds
Dude,
just like
when
an ESPN
I'm
alert.
doing things as well, I'm not inherently
Da-da-da.
listening.
Yes, that sounds
I'm
just
cooking.
like it.
Coop's asking me 65 questions, wondering when Santa's coming. I'm making peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
that sounds
I'm
like
making tacos. I'm doing a million things, and I heard this. Go ahead, one more time.
Yes, that sounds like an ESPN alert.
Thank you.
Like it sounds like I hate the. In fact, I'm going to go on right now. My iPad for some reason is playing the Fox alert. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I get this Fox News, Fox Sports alert. Excuse me, for the Flyers now. For some reason, I'm getting a Fox Sports alert on every time the Flyers score.
Sure.
I don't know why. Something must have changed. They must have updated the
And maybe
Flyers
that's
app.
what it is.
And I'm getting it. So I have to go on right now. And you brought that up. I'm like, why does it keep doing that? Da-da-da, da-da-da.
So it turns out we were listening to the John Legend Christmas album because that dude's voice is freaking ridiculous. He's so talented.
He's a kook, but he's okay. Yeah, it's good.
It's
good.
How's he kook?
I'll tell you some things, but it's good.
Okay. He's got a good voice. Very talented.
Very talented.
And
very talented.
he did a modernized version of a song that is
I'm well aware of this one.
Considered no longer PC. And the baby, it's cold outside.
Oh yes, you can't do that.
Yeah, here was his version, modernized version of it.
Really?
I simply should go.
Text me when you get home.
And that's Kelly Clarkson, by the way.
I'm supposed to say
I guess that's respectable.
What? I thought I was getting an ESPN alert. I'm like, how many of my players just got downgraded to inactive? How many players? Who just made a trade in my fantasy football league? What injury did Joel Embiid just sustain? Like this is how my brain works.
See, this says two things. One, the fact that you have the sound on your phone and not just on vibrate, this is on you.
That's case
crazy.
my wife calls and says she's on her way home.
When we were last in Vegas, the comedian, and you know him. We saw him, and you know him, and I'm sorry I can't think of his name.
Adam Sandler.
He did a funny bit. Now, not somebody
Sebastian Maniscalco.
No, not somebody who's that big. And he did a funny bit on saying the year that they said, "Baby, it's cold outside" has to be banned because it's not politically correct anymore. The number one song in America was WAP. So let's just say we are absolutely out of our freaking minds as a country.
Can you sing that song for
No,
me?
I'm not going to. But we're out of our freaking minds as a country.
I might pay for it.
I'm about to move up our out time.
Well, I mean, seriously, though. That's it. And it was the audience had a blast.
By the way, Andrew Ellis, no, I was not cooking a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I was also making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while cooking, and that's why when I heard the sound, I thought I was getting an ESPN alert.
And by the way, Andrew Ellis, I know somebody who does that, who cooks peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with butter.
I mean,
makes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, puts a little butter in, and toasts them.
Yeah, I've done it.
You have? Oh, God.
Yeah, it's just a mix.
Oh, God.
It's just a little something different.
Oh, God.
Dude, when you're in certain headspaces, your brain goes in.
Yeah, Shaggy.
Let's go.
What you and Scooby do every night, I don't need to know.
Let's go to Al in South Jersey. This is my dad.
Oh, Al!
Is this dad? Because I know it's not dad.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, buddy?
Love the show. Really quick, wanted to touch on the whole Kurt Warner bit, which was great. It was great. I think it was amazing. But when you brought up the Jerry Rice comparison with Randy Moss, I'm actually I'm 64, long-time 49er fan. You're dead wrong. And when I say that is because I gave a pretty good scenario of Jerry Rice's last game with the Niners. It was actually Terrell Owens' greatest game where he scored. He had like 21 or 22 catches, and I think Jerry Rice probably had like somewhere between 11 and 15. And Mooch Mariucci did a bit. He told a story where they actually were standing next to each other on the sidelines, and Jerry Rice was going off. He was like livid because he's saying, "This is my last day. This is supposed to be my day."
Interesting.
And there's numerous stories. Within the first week, people forget that Randy Moss played for San Francisco for a year. Mm-hmm. And within his first week, he said, "I'm the greatest person to ever wear this jersey." And I believe that was the demise of him with San Francisco because he was lost. He really didn't see the field too much and things of that nature, and the entire fan base went against him. All athletes, and you guys spoke on it, and I'm in that same book where when you felt as though you could change the game, and Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, all of these guys, Magic Johnson,
the difference is, Al, and thanks for the call, man. basketball completely different. They literally could change the game because they have the ball in their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
The only guy that can change the game in football ultimately is the quarterback, which is why the MVP award is now just the quarterback award, the best quarterback award, because they're the ones with the ball in their hand every single play. Now, A.J. Brown can make something happen when he receives the football or he gets tackled right away.
Yep.
Yeah, so, like, to compare
And more importantly, when
a wide receiver to a top basketball player of all time, it doesn't fit because they can actually change the game by just touching the ball constantly.
And when everybody else is eating, A.J. Brown wasn't happy. When to round back to the beginning of the show today, Devontae Smith going into the bye week, Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert were both on a trajectory for career-high seasons, record-setting seasons, and A.J. Brown was miserable about it. He wasn't about them. I'm not insinuating that.
Right.
But he was miserable.
With his production. Because two other guys were on record-setting production. And then, since then, they've catered to, let's get this guy to shut up. And two guys now are not on record-setting paces. And the team has gotten worse for it. Dumb decision, catering to the squeaky wheel is never the good strategy. The squeaky wheel at work, the person who is going to be the energy vampire in the office. We cater to you.
It's not good. Hey, I don't have fangs, dude.
By the way,
I don't have fangs.
Jerry Rice Seahawks, such a fever dream to me.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
happens.
is a.
It's probably a fever dream because you were 2 when it happened.
No,
but he's seen all the
12.
stuff. And by the way, Jerry Rice.
I watched the playoff game that they lost at my aunt and uncle's house. I still remember where I was.
Jerry Rice, known as one of the greatest teammates ever, like one of the most selfless teammates ever.
Got a lot of
and
rings.
if on his last day as a 49er, he was upset that he wasn't getting featured. Yeah, I'm going to forgive that because he was known as one of the greatest teammates ever in the sport.
All right, tell us about life-saving cancer research, please. There,
Hey,
Johnny.
Window Nation did a great job. They made a donation to the AACR, and you can too, the American Association for Cancer Research. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because I'm living proof. Cancer research saves lives.
All right. Everybody have a great rest of your day.
That was fun today.
It was fun. You can go back to listen to any of our interviews, Adam Schefter or Kurt Warner on 975thefanatic.com, as well as the YouTube page. One of the cool things that the website's doing for our full show podcast, we break it down hour by hour. So you can listen to hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, or hour 4. And so Shefty was in the 8 o'clock hour as well as Kurt Warner. So if you just want to listen to hour 3, feel free. Oh, today's headlines was featured in that one as well. Like that's the number one reason, in my opinion, to go to hour 3 of the podcast.
I'll gladly take the silver. Don't give me the gold.
It's also the number one reason to go to Middays with Marks.
Who are you ahead of?
Take your pick.
Who are you at? No, you said it. Who are you ahead of?
No
you ahead
comment.
of Shefty or Kurt Warner?
We'll plead the 5th. We have an out time there, Salciunas.
I got 15 seconds to filibuster with.
I'm just going to play your stupid ESPN sound again so you think something's going on.
Everybody agreed, by the way. Everybody agreed. You were the only one that didn't agree.
Sorry, I've got great pitch. I played piano.
Yeah, horribly on this station.
Yeah,
Everybody have a
was
great
rigged.
rest of your day. Middays with Mark. Sean Brace in the house today. Also Ray Dunn here on 97.5 The Fanatic.